What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are live, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston, and people come to this channel to find out and learn about real estate, shared housing, and the love of God, and how you can mesh them all into one. So again, if you're new to us, let us know that. We got a free gift for you that we're going to talk about here in a minute. But I just want to say happy Monday to everybody. Today is a great day to be alive. So if you are up and you can see this screen and you're breathing, you are already on the right side of life. So again, thank y'all so much for joining us. We super appreciate it. I'm Derek Forston from Forston Consultants. I represent Second Chance Housing, which I'm always usually wearing some kind of apparel of mine. And that's where we take people from homeless to hopeful. That's my personal program, but I'm also the founder and thought leader of Forston Consultants. And that's a company where me and my family go all over the world sharing the good news of what is this shared living environment that we're always talking about. What is a shared living environment? What is co-living, communal living? What is that? And why in the world can you do it and not need a license? So that's what a lot of people ask us. And tonight, we got a lot of questions to answer. There were over probably, I think, 12 questions that came in during the week, and I saved them all for tonight. So if you guys have any questions or concerns about how we do this, how to house the homeless, the displaced, the military veteran, the elderly adult, and not need a license and not require property ownership. So you can lease or rent these properties also, guys, to do exactly what we're talking about. So again, we live by a few things, right? So one of them is that if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place, right? And if you imagine being able to please God, help people, be respected by the community, but also make enough money to feed your family, you also are in the right place. And if you've ever wanted to start a group home or an ALF or one of those housing programs that did require a license, and maybe you just quite didn't get there because it took too much of money, or maybe it took too much of time, we're also for you. So again, if you've ever dreamed of starting your own housing program but thought it required a license, you thought it required property ownership, congratulations. You just found the best thing since sliced bread, because we do something that's called independent living facilities that does not require a license. You do not have to own the property, and there's no state oversight. So I hope you guys got a chance to see some of my social media. Shay and I post a lot of stuff all the time, and literally just showing you guys what it looks like when we're invited or when I come uninvited to a hospital. Because all the time, guys, you don't have to be invited. I do teach a lot about building relationship and being invited to these places. But please believe me, I shoot videos all the time where I'm not invited and I just walk in the dadgum door. Because remember, I'm bringing the good news of housing, right? So again, if I'm walking into a place that's always suffering and hurting with housing and I come walk in the door, I'm just as good as Santa Claus on December 25th. Does that make sense, everybody? So to children on December 25th, that appeared to be like Santa. Guys, I'm Santa when it comes to affordable housing, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys as well. How can you be the Santa Claus in your city for when it comes to affordable housing, but through shared housing? Because again, we house a population, guys, they can't afford your apartment. They can't afford to buy a house. And maybe they can't pass a background check. Maybe they don't have 3 times the monthly rental rate to move into a place. And that's why we started these independent living facilities, which are simply an environment for adults that are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So again, if you guys have questions, I'm going to honor the chat first, but I got a lot of material that was already texted in and typed into us that I'm going to be answering questions from. But just in case if I'm not answering your question, you type in the chat. Also, I want to know where everybody's tuning in from. We're in the Orlando, Florida area, so I'll be the first one to type that in. But if you guys can type in the chat, where are you located? Where are you tuning in from? And also, where are you going to launch your first independent living facility at? So let's go ahead and speak in faith. Sometimes you got to put things in action, right? And I heard a statistic that when you write a goal down, you're probably 80% more likely to achieve it. Does that make sense, everybody? So I hope you guys make goals this year. Every one of you all should may have goals or resolutions, as some of y'all call them. But I'll tell you right now, if you didn't write it down and you just put it in your head, you're probably 80% likely not to achieve it. So again, guys, I believe in these whiteboards. I got them all over the place. I usually keep me a tablet or 2 next to my desk where I'm always writing on stuff. So I think somewhere in that good book, it says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that readeth it can run with it. Now, that's my story from many years ago, that when God gave me a vision, I wrote it down so that one day that when you all read that vision, because if I don't write it down, how do y'all get it? If I don't turn it into a teaching program, how do y'all get it? So again, I had to write it down so that one day that when one of y'all read it, you guys can take it and run with it. A lot of times when people hear that scripture, they think it's for them all the time. Not so. 8 years ago, when God showed me this vision that I was going to house people, guys, like, most people thought I was crazy because they said, Derek, how would you do this without the license, without owning a property? And Derek, you a poor social worker. But guys, when I found out that I could rent a house, Miss Landy, when I found out that I could rent that house and still take people from homeless to hopeful, I was like, oh my God. And big shout out to you, Miss Landy. I see you from the Lehigh Acres area. We got some folks down there, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke, all of that stuff. So you're right in that area where we have a lot of people. Life beyond the ring. I like that. New York City, potential ILF. Does that say Connecticut, CT? So big shout out to you all, Katara, Tia, all my usual regular people. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're simply just talking about how do you start a housing program and it not require a license, it not require you to own the property, and it looks like what you guys are looking at the screen. And we simply just build relationships with social workers and case managers, right? And that serves as our funnel system. So I'm gonna do y'all a big favor today. Unless you guys are really new to us, and I want to know that, tell me in the chat. And I also got a gift. So if you're completely new to us, text the word new, so that's just NEW, to the phone number 407-326-0086. And again, if you just text the phone, the word new, so just NEW to 407-326-0086. I'm going to stream it on the bottom screen here, but that one actually is telling you to text the phrase more info, which I also want you to do separately, because that's going to give you our introductory webinar to everything I'm talking about tonight. I'm just going to treat you guys like family. We're going to bounce around a lot. But if you want more of a chronological order of what this is and how to do it and how to get started, I want you guys to watch that webinar. Then my team is going to see that you watched it. Then they're going to send you a link to get a phone call with me so that we can answer all of your questions. So I thank God for that lovely system that we got, because as soon as you guys watch it, it even tells me how much of it that you watch. If you watch 30%, 50%, 80%, my team will be able to see it. And then there's a certain percentage that you have to watch before my team sends you the actual invitation to speak to me by phone, because my job is to answer all of your questions and get you started in your city in terms of where you live at. So I'm going to answer a lot of those questions, but just like I said, I want to honor the chat first. So if you guys got questions in the chat, I'll be knocking that stuff out first. So any questions, any concerns, put it in the chat. I'm going to keep my questions up now. And then again, anybody that's new to us, if somebody said, Derek, if you can break down in less than 30 seconds who you are and what you guys do, here it is. 8 years ago, y'all, I used to be a social worker, begging God to change my life through real estate and helping people. Dummy me, God gave me everything I ever asked for, right? He made me a social worker, and he showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month, mistreating people through real estate. Remember, my very dream. So what you guys are seeing on this screen right now, I've been wanting to do this my whole life, y'all. But when I had that job as a social worker, I had no way to get into it because I didn't know how. I begged people to teach it to me, and everybody told me, no, no, no. And guys, I went out on my own, and it took 2 years, and I lost 60 pounds trying to figure this thing out. Now I teach it to you guys in 45 minutes of what took me 2 years to get it. Watch this. Here's the key to the whole riddle, and then I'm going to end it. God allowed me, and I already said it, but I'm going to repeat this because somebody going to miss it. Can you imagine making $41,000 a month doing God's will, helping people? And that's what God showed me, y'all, with this vision in my heart. Just like most of y'all want to house people, you want to be involved in real estate, and you want to do God's will. This is a way to mesh it all together, and it doesn't require a license. You don't have to own the property. Guys, you can rent a property. As a poor social worker making 28 grand a year, I never could figure out how I was going to get into this until that lady told me one day. She said, Derek, I don't own these places. She said, Derek, you think I own these houses that I do this from? Ding, 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 ding. To me, y'all, that was the biggest cheat code ever out of a lot of cheat codes that I'm going to give you tonight. But if you told a poor social worker like me that thought it was a long time before I'm able to buy a house to do this in, the moment that lady said, Derek, I don't own these places, I rent these places. And y'all, that's the only thing she ever told me. She wouldn't teach it. She wouldn't guide me. But she just said, Derek, I don't own these places, bro. I rent these places. And y'all, to me, that was the biggest cheat code ever, because that removed me having to go find a bunch of money to go and buy a house. But most of us can scrape up money or save up money to go and rent one. Can 3 of y'all type in the chat? Yeah, Derek, you're right about that. I can surely rent one. And that's what I'm talking about, the rental arbitrage method, to be able to get into what we do. So again, if you love God, if you love people, and if you always want to get into real estate to create financial wealth through real estate, this is it. Because the Bible says, and not Derek, that the poor and the needy will always be among us. And God says that when you're doing this unto the least of thee, when you're helping the poor, the needy, the marginalized, God said it's like you're doing me a favor. And I always say, boy, who else books would you rather be on that somebody owe you a favor than God himself? So again, this is what we do, and this is what we talk about every Monday, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Bring all your questions, and forget about starting a group home that requires a license. Forget about starting that traditional IDD program that requires for you to hire staff. Guys, I'm showing y'all how to get started right now by renting or leasing a property to do exactly what God has already put on your heart. So real quickly, I want to just welcome everybody. I'm bringing in some more of the streaming stuff. We're getting ready to be streaming on Instagram, Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Clubhouse. In fact, let me turn on my volume right now for Clubhouse so that they can also hear me. So let me see. And if you guys can hear me in Clubhouse, let me know. If you can't, let me know. But I want you guys to join us on YouTube at Forston Consultants. I see you guys are coming into Clubhouse now. Let me check my volume. There's a setting here usually that'll let me go. And there it is. Boom. So everybody should be able to hear me on Clubhouse now. And I'm surprised because usually we don't get a lot of traffic on Clubhouse because we drive everybody to YouTube. But if you guys are in Clubhouse right now and you want to see the screen in terms of what we're talking about, definitely go to Forston Consultants. I'm going to type it in the chat. But if you're comfortable just listening, or if you're at work and you can't quite tune in, good to see you, Miss Deborah. Hadn't seen you in about over a year and a half. So absolutely good to see you. So I'm typing in the chat right now. If you guys want to go over to YouTube and literally kind of see what we're talking about, you guys are absolutely welcome to do that. Let me pull my other screen back up. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to check the chat for any questions. And then I'm going to absolutely go. So nothing in the chat yet. So I'm going to jump to kind of what was already texted into us. I'm going to also bring Shay in. Shay was fooling around with some stuff in the background. But if she's ready, y'all know I'm doing this new thing where I introduce Shay. So if you guys never met my wife, the beautiful Miss Shay, she is the founder and the thought leader of the Angela Denise Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that takes women from homeless to hopeful in the city of Orlando, Florida. So we're super excited about that. She's also hosting our January 31st event that we're speaking at in Orlando. She's going to tell you guys more about that. But nevertheless, guys, help me welcome my beautiful wife, my better half, Miss Shanya Shay Forston. What's going on, Miss Shay?
Good evening. How is everybody doing? Listen, happy Monday. Such an honor to always be here to grace the presence of each and every last one of you. Today's been a great day. Lots going on at the Angela Denise Foundation. We are in the process of gearing up our new campaign for 2025. Well, not new, but regenerating our campaign for toiletry totes. So I've been busy today, very busy. But other than that, I'm excited to be here. Derek, you want me to speak a little bit about the January 31st event?
Please do.
We will be speaking. Awesome. So we'll be speaking here in Orlando, Florida at the Pillars of Prosperity Conference, which is honestly a platform where Don Daniel, the founder of Pill Method International, will be educating any and everyone that comes to this event on how they can pay less in interest cost. Not only that, it's about debt freedom. How can you position yourself, whether it be as an investor, an entrepreneur, the regular working individual? How can you position yourself, whether it be for retirement or for other things, right? Bigger goals, bigger dreams. bigger things that you want for your family. So that's what this event is about. We get the honor to speak as well on how you can implement other businesses to help you to have those other streams of income. So that's what we're doing at the Pillars of Prosperity event. If you are interested in joining us here on the 31st in Orlando, Florida at the Hotel Landy, you can text the word PILL, PILL, to 256 215-9496. Again, that number is 256-215-9496.
You can also call that number. So for Danielle, you serious, Danielle? You didn't call that number and talk to that AI assistant that we showed you the other day? So the start time, though, she may be right. I'm not sure if the start time's on it. 9:30 is what we're saying. Registration is going to be. Correct. Drink some coffee, some donuts, do some mingling, some networking. And then 10 o'clock sharp, we are hitting the stage. Yep. Okay, Don Dane will absolutely rip it up. He's going to probably kick us off. Remember, guys, this is actually Don's event. Yeah. We're just blessed enough to be speaking at it, and Shay is actually hosting it. So again, Friday, January 31st, it's called the Pillars of Prosperity Conference. Yes. And the website is popclive.com. So that's popclive.com. And that stands for Pillars of Prosperity Conference. This is somewhere where you want to be, guys, to start your life out the right way in January with eliminating debt, crushing interest costs and rates, and also becoming the beacon of light in your city for when it comes to affordable housing. Imagine being able to mesh all of that together, being able to financially free yourself, but also build something that's bigger than you, that'll outlast you, and that you can hand down to your children. And I'm talking about the real estate play, whether that's you renting or leasing or buying, or moving into the mobile homes, which is what we're doing now with this new shared housing model. So, Shay, are you excited about this event, Shay?
I am
Me too.
I am so excited about it, not only from the event standpoint. I'm excited about how people will be able to walk away from this event and have actionable items, things that they can implement into their daily life to make it and reach their final goals, right? Whether it be starting an ILF or starting, a licensed group home or starting something like that, you'll be financially wise to get to that next step and position yourself for generational wealth. And I think that is the important part of this whole event. For our people on Clubhouse, welcome. I am Shanya Shea Forston, along with my amazing husband, Derek Forston, where we go all over the nation teaching people how to open and operate independent living facilities, which is a shared housing model that takes people from homeless to hopeful. And it doesn't have to just be the person with the mental health or any type of, ailments or illnesses. It can be your average everyday working individual that has just stumbled upon hard times. Again, we just thank you for joining us. Invite a friend, invite more friends.
Yeah, lots of Clubhouse folks in. So guys, if you're listening from Clubhouse or any other place to where you can't see the screen, make sure you join us at Forston Consultants on YouTube. I'll somehow put the link up with my non-techie self. So if y'all just give me time for that, I'll make sure of that. And also pray that I don't just end the whole room while I'm doing that, right? Which I think I've done already. So
no, it's still up. I see it.
Have I? Okay, perfect. So if the room's still up, that means I didn't mess up anything. But again, guys, I'm going to try to get the link from YouTube. If you're in Clubhouse and you can't see and you want to, make sure you join us on YouTube at Forston Consultants. That's FORSTON Consultants. And again, we're simply talking about, because you guys' title tonight is, what's the difference between a group home and an ILF? A group home, I got to have a license. I need state oversight. I need state permission to even to do it, right? I also need my city's permission. There's also zoning that goes into it. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell you, there's a lot of stuff that goes into doing this inside of a regular traditional group home. Yeah. But an ILF stands for Independent Living Facility. There's no license required. You don't have to own the property, and there's no state oversight. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is for you. Michelle, back on you.
Yeah, and
if I can find my screen.
Again, if you're new to us, go ahead and text the term "more info" to 407-326-0086. We do have a webinar that is for free, completely free, where it is chronologically explained, who we are, what we do, and how
we just have fun here and answer a bunch of questions. So like Shay said, if you want a more of a chronological order, like, man, I want to sit down with me and my family and get it from the root, from the foundation, make sure you watch that webinar, and then let's jump on a call together, hopefully this week or next week, to talk about how can we get you started. And for my people that already asked this one question, I'll answer it now because Shay's here. Shay does this from a nonprofit standpoint, guys. I do this as a regular LLC. So right off the bat, Williams family, I'm going to answer your question now. Shay is a nonprofit, the Angela Denise Foundation, and I'm Second Chance Housing, which is a regular, normal, boring LLC.
Well,
right? So no, I'm really joking when I say that. But for a lot of people that love Shay to go that nonprofit route, that's absolutely a choice that you can do. So Shay, back on you, and I'll start jumping into some of the questions.
So I do want to share this again with anybody that is interested in coming to a live event January 31st to hear us really talk about the ILF model and how we've been able to scale and grow because of being fiscally responsible, and how you can then do the same thing. You can text the word PILL, PILL, to 256-215-9496. Again, that's 256-215-9496. All right, there we go. I was getting a little playback and I'm realizing it's from Clubhouse on my phone. So, all right, tonight, so about the nonprofit standpoint of doing the ILF, right? A lot of people ask me from a nonprofit standpoint, is there a lot of things that I have to implement in order to run this housing program? It's exactly the same as running it from a regular LLC or another business entity type. The benefit that I have is the partnership aspect. I can gain and foster partnerships from my nonprofit or the nonprofit side of it that Derek may not be able to form and nurture. Like, for example, I work very closely. If you go to the AngelaDeniseFoundation.org, our website, you'll see a list of my partners. People like Azteca de Oro, a restaurant locally, City Serve, man, it's a lot. I've got a lot of people. First Horizons Bank, plenty of them. So just go to the website, take a look at all of our partnerships, and that allows me to establish some financing and for, that ability to help house people that may in other sense have no money to obtain the housing themselves. So that's pretty much the only difference about the for-profit and nonprofit organizational structure and what we can do. So again, Derek, I just wanted to throw that in there because I know someone's asking, well, how can you do this from a nonprofit? What hoops and tips and tricks did you have to jump through in order to do it? And that's none. My nonprofit organization just does exactly what it does, and that provides housing. And that's how we promote, and it's a part of our program. So that's what we do at the Angela Denise Foundation. So Derek, back to you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm excited. I'm getting ready to open up the questions. We have about 12 different questions that came in during the week. But as I said, I always honor the chat first. So if you guys put anything in the chat, I'm going to jump to that first. But let's jump into class and let's go. So first of all, even before I get to the questions, December 10th, ladies and gentlemen, is known as National or like Quitters Day.
January.
So I'm sorry, January 10th.
Yeah, I'm like December.
So 3 days ago was considered Quitters Day. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but a lot of people that make goals in the beginning of the year, apparently January 10th is called Quitters Day. And that's when a lot of people give up on their goals, but the devil is a liar. If you joined us today, we believe in moving at the speed of instruction, moving at the speed of revelation. That means that we don't give up. We keep God first and we keep it moving. We're going to face a lot of stuff this year because last year was rough for a lot of us in a bunch of ways. We experienced a lot of loss, just a lot of stuff I can name. You can just fill in the blank. But this year will be the greatest year ever. And we claim that by faith in Jesus' name. So again, the devil is a liar and he is under your feet, has no place in your life or your business or your family. And you will do what God has put on your heart in Jesus' name. Now, here we go. First question came through, and this came from the, the Telly family, Tellie, the Telly family. You guys asked the question. You said, I watched your social media and saw you walk up to that hospital and that VA clinic. Do you just show up or do you call first? Shay, I'm going to let you answer because we both can do this. Or if you're busy, Shay, you tell me. But as a nonprofit, will you do this any different than me? Or I can go first, Shay, if you're busy, because I know people are texting in questions and all of that.
Listen,
but if you're ready, you hop in. Shay, do you just show up?
Both.
Or what is your sequence of
so
email? Like, how do you do that?
Right. So most times for me, I would like to be more prepared and going with them knowing that I will be there. But for instance, if I'm in an area and I see something or I see a business or organization that I'm new to, I've never noticed, like prime example, not far from where we live, there's a new rehabilitation hospital that's being built. My eyes are on it because I'm looking to see what's going on and when they're going to start actually accepting patients, because I do want to go and meet with somebody, right? So what a lot of people don't know is, showing up is half the battle, right, Derek? So sometimes I will show up unannounced. And that's more so to gather information for me. I don't have the expectation of being able to see someone and really sit down and explain to them who I am or what I do. The goal is to show up, maybe get that opportunity. But if I don't, I'm going to be obtaining the right information for the people that I do need to speak to in order to come back with an appointment. Okay. And some goodies to share with them who I am, what we do, and how we can partner. So that's usually how I do things.
So I'll answer it. Somebody, again, if you just joined us, we're discussing right now, when we're building relationships with hospitals and social workers and case managers, do we just show up unannounced or do we actually set it up first? So I'm like, Shay, I kind of do both. I posted on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, fan base, all of those apps this week and showed you guys how I literally just walked up to a VA clinic of where they're diagnosing and giving medication and counseling to veterans. Yeah. And it's called a VA clinic. So when I'm saying the VA right now, I'm not talking about a virtual assistant. I'm talking about the Veterans Affairs, where every veteran in that city goes to for treatment. Guys, I didn't call that place. I'm now building a relationship in that city. So I just walked in. And guys, I'll be honest. I was driving that day looking for a mobile home Tiffany and looked to the left and I said, oh, Shay, check that out. The VA clinic. Yeah. So guess who said, Shay, pull over, because y'all know Shay do all the driving. I posted that this week too. I'm an ILF operator. Of course, Shay does all the driving. Right? Who else gonna take all the calls and be running my mouth and trying to concentrate? Not while I'm driving. Please save me. So guys, I literally just walked in the door with my last 7 flyers out of 1,000. I tell y'all all the time to get flyers. Guys, I had 1,000 flyers at one point. I passed out my last 7. And if you missed it, please go and see it. Especially if you got a second device, go and look at how I just walked in that place and I put my information on the information table. They had a table just full of resources for all of those veterans that go in there. Yes. Now, guys, guess what I'm doing the next time I go back? I'm hitting the whole parking lot. Now, this time, because I only had 7 flyers, next time, guys, after I reorder more flyers, I'm hitting the whole parking lot, because the whole parking lot was full of cars of military veterans. And just what if the veteran himself already has a place to live? He may know a buddy of his that don't, though. Yeah. So do you guys, can I get 3 of y'all to type in the chat? Yeah, that makes sense, Derek. But also there's times where we'll set this thing up. Sometimes, like prime example, we posted something this morning. Shay and I sitting in the hospital that she used to work at. Now, I'll admit, we set that one up. Right. Now, because we also use virtual assistants that I told you guys about, Shay and I are so busy out trying to save the world every day and out trying to coach people and do all of these things. So guess who set this up for us? Our team. My program manager, Jess. Guess where Jess lives at? In the Philippines. Right now, where I live at, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7:30 p.m. Where Jess lives at, it's 7:30 a.m. They live in a completely different time zone. And I'm going to use the phrase, completely different world. Guys, this is another country from us. Hours away if you took a plane trip there. Right? So we use virtual assistants that are remote workers that can run our business at a very affordable cost. VAs at our company at VA 101 start at $5 an hour. Guys, that's the cheat code for your life and your business. So while me and Shay are trying to save the world through affordable housing, guess who's setting up us to go to these hospitals to advertise this right here? Housing. Guys, Shay and I can't be all things to all people. I can't be calling and setting up all of these things when I'm trying to save the world. I had to move in today. Yeah. and I had to change a toilet today. And if y'all know anything about me, I'm not very handy. I usually call somebody, but this time I said, man, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video. I'm gonna get this thing.
All right,
And y'all, I replaced the toilet seat. Let me rewind that. Let me not take full credit. It wasn't a toilet. It still took me 35 minutes.
Hey, I'm proud of him for actually doing it.
Tia, you know your boy ain't handy, right? But Tia, once I put up that YouTube video, after trying for 20 minutes, dummy me, I should have put the video on first, Tia. I said, oh, that's what he did to get that thing to screw down to that toilet. Duh. But anyway, guys, this is what we're doing. And we're advertising shared housing to military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and teenagers aging from the foster care system.
Yeah.
Shay, as long as they're 18 years old or older, that's all we need to give them somewhere to live. And if you just joined us, we don't house women and children. I don't house complete families. This is for the individual male or the individual female. No girlfriend or boyfriend. That answers the other question from the cousin family. You guys ask, well, can he bring his girlfriend? Absolutely not. That's not what we do here. This is for individuals. Next question, Miss Shay.
Wait. Don't scratch.
Because that's going to come in another question, though. So if you want to go there, we can.
I'd rather you go there
ahead.
because I think a lot of people want to understand why. What is the reason why people cannot have outside guests in your ILF?
Safety, domestic violence, fighting over nothing. And again, bringing disruption to my program. The devil is a liar. My job is to create a safe, clean, comfortable living environment. Shay, I don't want to create chaos.
Right.
Chaos is brought by when you bring company. When the boyfriend shows up, the girlfriend shows up, the cousin shows up, or the guy that he grew up with in high school 35 years ago. None of those people are allowed inside of this place. Now, if they want to come to the front door and knock on the door, hey, is Terrence home? No problem. He can do that. And you and Terrence can go to the mall together. Y'all can go to Walmart together. Y'all go to the baseball game together. All I require is you come back sober. But your boyfriend or your cousin can't come to my ILF and kick his feet up on my table and watch the football game with you.
Right, exactly.
And guys, not because I'm some mean guy. I've tried that, y'all. I'm the best at this. So I made a lot of mistakes to get it to where we got it today. And the moment we said, you know what? No more company. The mama, the daddy, the boyfriend, the cousin. Because the only time your mama can come is if she want to see how you living. Watch this. Your mother also can't come.
Not just
your dad can't come and just chill. But if they say, Derek, man, I want to come see how my son living, dog. Like, what this place look like? Oh, by all means, come on in, sir.
Right.
But to make sure that my other tenants don't see you here chilling, because I told them they can't bring company, nobody's allowed company.
Right. Yeah.
So Shay, I didn't want to skirt by that because that coming in another question, but I'm glad you stopped me because somebody gonna think I'm just this mean guy, Shay. Guys, I'm trying to create a cohesive environment where everybody gets along together because I don't want your boyfriend coming over picking a fight with my tenants.
Right. And they're not supposed to be there.
Shay, you house women. We absolutely trying to keep them safe.
Correct. Yeah.
Make sense?
Man, okay. I think I got you a little riled up.
Yeah, Shay, because somebody gonna think, Derek, man, you a crummy, mean guy, dog. You don't want these guys to have fun. Well, they can have fun, but not at the expense of causing disruption to my housing program. Because guess what my mission statement promises the community and my city? That I'm going to provide a clean, affordable, safe drama-free environment.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Somebody should put that in their mission statement. Because I didn't, but I just said it, but I like that. Drama-free environment. Give me three of y'all that say, yeah, I do kind of like that. Safe. And drama-free.
Ooh, Tia says, slow down there.
I'm going to slow down, Tia. See, Tia know him when I start getting a little hyped up. And Tia, that's why I'm excited to see y'all January 31st, too. Because if y'all think this is cool, you never seen me live. Now, this YouTube channel where I'm able to hide behind this laptop, that's fun and dandy. You're going to learn a lot from me. But boy, it is nothing like seeing Don and I and my beautiful wife, Shay, to talk about that nonprofit in person. Okay? Next question, Shay, and I'm going to you, Shay, because people want to know, Shay, are there different answers because you're a nonprofit and because you're a female, or is it kind of the same? Next question, Shay, and we get this all the time, so I can tell this came from a new person. Do you need a license to operate these independent living facilities or a certain certification?
No.
Okay.
You don't. I will say, just honestly, just doing your due diligence for with coaching. I think coaching is going to be the basis of anything that you do when it comes to housing, and especially the ILF model, right? A lot of people go and start doing specific things like all sorts of different types of housing models and want to slap the ILF name on it. And it's nothing like the ILF model that we teach at Forston Consultants. So just be mindful of that. Do your due diligence, have some coaching. I think that's it. That's really it, Derek. Some people, I've taken it a step further. I've done some mental health classes. I've done some things like that are free, that you can do that are free and
that actually makes you look better.
Yeah.
Do you need it? No, but does it make you look better? Yes.
Absolutely. So, but other than that, no license, no certifications, none of that. But I will say be smart. If there's anything if you're seeing that you're in a community or an area where you're housing a lot of people that have addiction disorders, educate yourself, right? If you see that you're starting to get a lot of phone calls for people with mental health disorders, do the same, educate yourself. And just be a better provider for the people that you serve. So other than that, no certifications, no licenses required.
Good stuff. And again, I don't want to forget about my Clubhouse family. There's a lot of you guys here now. So if you guys want to see actually what we're doing, I think I put the theme.
You did.
There's a link up top. If you guys want to actually see the screen that we're speaking from, good to see you, Legacy WB. You've been around a while. So thank you for being here. And thank you to Miss Angela, Jonathan, Dwayne. Appreciate you guys. Michelle, Donna, a lot of you guys were also in that room that I spoke in on Sunday, a part of the real estate web chat. So thank you all. Miss Willis, appreciate you. New Creation. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. But remember, if you guys want to see what we're doing, make sure you click that link at the top and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that's where I'm literally showing you guys kind of what it looks like. The Taylor family, you guys asked the same question, so I went ahead and put a few pictures on screen now. I'll also answer the same question. I got over 655 videos on the topic of not needing a license to do this. These are not group homes, guys.
Right.
These are not ALFs. These are not IDDs. These are not APDs. And I can name a bunch of other acronyms. It's none of that.
Right.
And I'll be honest with all of y'all. Watch this and how honest I am. Guys, I'll be honest. We are really just renting rooms or renting beds to people. The only difference between me and the regular guy in your city that's doing this, we have rules, structure, and again, rules and structure behind what this is. This is not a free-for-all where people just can come and live and do what they want to do. The devil is a liar. Software and systems, and Shay gonna talk about that. What drives this ILF? We talk about that every Tuesday. We use a software called digitalflowsolutions.net. It's our website, it's our CRM, it's our phone system, it's our text messaging, it's our email campaigns, it's the DocuSign, it's the automations, it's the social media. So what I'm saying, it's an all-in-one platform. And if you just left Clubhouse and you're here now, let me know in the chat. I appreciate that. If you left Clubhouse to join us on YouTube, let me know, because I want to know if you can see the screen. If you can see those, give me 10 of y'all that say, yeah, Derek, I can see those 2 beds. Because y'all, about 2 days ago, I was teaching somewhere and I'm running my big mouth about these rooms and what they look like. And people's like, Derek, I can't see nothing you talking about. So if 10 of y'all can put, I can see it, that'll make me feel better. Notice I didn't say 1 or 2. I want 10 of y'all to say it so that somebody don't mislead me. But back to the Taylor family, this is what it looks like, not rocket science. Right. I'm also going to show you guys what God showed me many years ago when he showed me a lady making 41 grand a month doing this. But again, the only difference, y'all, she was housing people in rats and roaches. Mm-hmm. So Miss Willis, it'll break your heart once you watch our webinar. And if you follow that instruction that's below, that's going to give you our original webinar where I talk about God show. Y'all, I'm not some genius like most of y'all think I am. God just answered my prayer, Miss Willis. He said, Derek, you want to help people? Okay, I'm going to use your wife to trick you to go to college and get a degree. He said, Derek, you want to house people? You like real estate? Okay, Derek, I'm going to show you a lady mistreating my people, making 41 grand a month doing it. Lord, have mercy. Miss Willis, if you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? I ask everybody that. Danielle, if you made 41 grand, Charlotte, I asked you this last week, Charlotte. Charlotte, if you made 41 grand every 30 days, Charlotte, would that change your life a little bit? That's all this is, y'all. It's real estate Social services and the love of God all mixed into one, and you don't need a license. That's the biggest cheat code to it. When that lady told me, Derek, I don't own these properties, and neither do I have a license.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, here we go. And 8 years later, I promised God that God, if you get me out of my job making 28 grand a year, God, I'll go all over the world teaching it, and I'll never take any credit.
So hold on, slow down. I want you to hone in on something, because we always skirt past the person that made the 41,000 plus a month, right? And I want to ask you a question, Derek, that I'm probably sure everybody wants to know. What makes your ILF model, what makes the Forston Consultants ILF model so significantly different from what that young lady was doing? If you can just hone in on that.
The cleanliness of it. And Shay, in fact, if you can pull that, hold on. I want to show you guys a little bit of what I saw. Let me show you guys an example, because sometimes people just think I'm just talking. I want to show you guys kind of where this came from. And don't forget, when you guys watch that original webinar, which I hope all of y'all do, and then schedule a call with me, because that's the next step. Watch the webinar. Let's get on the phone and get to talk about how can we turn you into what we are in your city.
Yes.
Don't be me, be better than me.
Absolutely.
But be it in your city. Watch this. Give me 18 seconds, and I'm gonna pull this thing up here, right? Give me 18 seconds, and y'all count me down on that, because if I'm lying, y'all gonna tell me. Give me 18 seconds. Now I get nervous because I thought I had it. Hold on.
No, the reason why I ask this question is because a lot of times people don't understand. They hear the numbers, they hear all of this stuff, and they're thinking that you probably carbon copy what this lady was doing. And I want people to understand that it took a lot of jumping through hoops. It took a lot of trial and error for you to get from what you saw to where you are, like from implementation to where we're at today, the significant difference. So explain that.
So Shay, what made us different, as I'm bringing my screen back up, because I just booted everybody down. What makes us different, Shay, is first of all, the love of God is in it. Y'all gonna hear us talk about a lot of stuff today, but watch this. I'm no pastor, I'm not a priest, and I'm surely not a bishop, but we do love God, we love people, and we love real estate. God was just genius enough to show us how to merge it all together. So step number one, Shay, God is all over this thing. Step number two is, Shay, is that we changed the way homeless people are being viewed, and we changed the way that they're living through independent living facilities. And again, Shay, it's hard not to see it, but what really made us different too, Shay, is the cleanliness of it. And for years, we just was saying the phrase ILF, ILF, ILF. Yeah. But my wife, who's much smarter than me, said, Derek, we should trademark this thing if we're really going to stamp it and be the change in our city for what this is. So Charlotte, thank God for a smart wife who's smarter than me, right? So if I got any men in the building, because a lot of women join us, if any men in the building, y'all just say amen. Because a lot of times our better half, our wife, is smarter than us. But this is where it all started from. Life beyond the ring. Most people think I'm a genius, but I'm not. God just put me in a situation and opened my eyes to something. Guys, my whole life I wanted to be involved in real estate. Could never figure out how to buy it. Right. My whole life I wanted to help people. Didn't know how I was going to do that. Absolutely. He used my wife to say, Derek, let's go to this school and see what they offer. Guys, I left in 30 minutes from that school, and that lady said, Derek, you start next Thursday. I said, huh? Shay said, Derek, come and help you. Don't worry about it. Shay helped me with one homework assignment, y'all.
That was it.
And 4 years later, I'll walk across a stage with a degree in human services. But watch this. I don't want y'all to go to school. You just keep joining me. But this is what I saw, Miss Willis. Danielle, this is what I saw that broke my heart. Now, I often tell people, if this don't break your heart, you're around the wrong people right now. If you knew that a lady was making $41,000 every 30 days, Danielle, and this don't break your heart, Camille, you in the wrong session. You on the wrong YouTube channel. You in the wrong Clubhouse room. You on the wrong Instagram page. If you can watch somebody house people in a burnt up kitchen, the beds are on the floor. Mm-hmm. Give me 5 of y'all to get and say, yeah, Derek, I can see that screen because Derek, that's a burnt up kitchen. I saw a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, paying $750 in rent every month to sleep in front of the kitchen stove, y'all. And that's the one that broke my heart. And I said, boy, I got to get in this. And I jokingly tell people, but if you ain't got your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks that are holding that bed up. It's a lot of new you guys joining us from other places now. Thank y'all so much for being here. But guys, this is what I'm showing you guys, that I was no genius. God just showed me my dream through somebody else that was doing it the wrong way, Shay. Somebody gonna say, wow, Derek, man, how'd you think of that? I didn't, y'all. I always wanted to help people. I always wanted to be involved in real estate. God said, Derek, look at this girl you referring to every day as a social worker. Go and visit her place. Because I'm gonna fast forward the story a little bit and get back to the questions. Guys, I beg people to show me what this was, and nobody would. And please, if you're on any forum right now where you can only hear me, please go to YouTube. Please make sure that you see these pictures that I'm showing you, because I want to show you guys where it came from. Why would you house people on the ground, Brown family, when you make 41 grand a month? Some people don't make that a year. No bed rails, no sheets, no pillow, no comforter, and bricks are holding this guy's bed up. Lord have mercy. Life beyond the ring said, this looks like an abandoned house.
And that's literally like,
honestly, and people are living in this place.
This is exactly what we
Lord
see.
Have mercy.
What you won't even realize is that to this day, there are so many people that are doing something so similar, and they're giving us a bad name, a stigma to what we do as the ILF model, right? It's significantly different. The look, the aesthetics, the appeal, the smell, everything about it is so different. And what people don't realize is that, the amount of conversations that we have with case managers, social workers, with, physicians, other facility owners and operators, when they see, the difference between who they've been working with, and now when we introduce ourselves, or you all that we've launched in different locations like Katara, Tiffany, Tia, all of our ILF family, as they're launching in other states, and people are interacting, Dornico, like it's so many people in so many different states, that as they're getting out there and really providing a good quality product, it is changing the way that they do business. Like, these pictures are not Photoshopped. Like,
and
guys,
that's what we're trying to tell them, Shay. Like, and then again,
yeah,
to the Russell family, you guys ask, well, why are we so needed? What are the reasons why this is needed, Derek? Because some of you guys get this and some of y'all don't, and this is your first time. The reason we're needed, guys, is because things that you're seeing right now are unsafe. Guys, look at that picture of that guy sitting on that bed. Like, these are things I took pictures of when I did my own tour, because nobody would teach me. I knew one day that I would come back and tell people about this, and somebody would say, Derek, I don't believe that. Derek, you just lied to make the story sound better.
No.
And that's why I took pictures, y'all. I couldn't imagine this right here.
Derek, we've had case managers tell us stories of how they would wear long tube socks so that they can shove their pants legs in their socks, so that nothing will crawl up their legs. Remember that?
That's crazy.
It was 2 case managers that told us this all the time. When they used to do field visits, they would literally, they would go into the house. Before they go into the house, they would pull their socks up over their pants so that nothing crawled in their pants. Like, how insensitive, how absurd is it to have people living like this? Like, people don't realize that, with this population and with some other populations that we serve, bugs come with it. Like, we've got pest control on lock. Like,
yeah, bugs are going to come, guys. No problem.
Come.
We just got to take care of it.
What are you going to do about it when they come, right?
There you go. Yeah.
And what people don't also realize is that you being an ILF or a shared housing provider, and you have a specific population type. The biggest thing that you need to be aware of is that you are not just physically liable for the people that you're housing. You've got to also think of your responsibility to the case managers and the social workers that come to see those clients. Their safety, their protection. What happens if they get bitten? Then they get an infection or something crazy. Like, you're doing a disservice to the person that's here to help you, by 1, taking care and treating your resident, and 2, also possibly bringing you more residents, right? So you've got to realize that your business name and your business, the overall way in which people perceive your business can be taken away so quickly by the hands of a case manager or a social worker that has been wrongly done or put into a really bad position by the housing that you provide. So when another opportunity comes with a great housing provider, with somebody that's doing things just good in decency and in order, you're no longer looked at. You're no longer needed. They're going to switch and They're going to switch gears to this new provider because this new provider is showing them that they have a place that's safe, that their residents, that their clients that you're serving as residents will be taking so much care of, right? And that now gives them the ability to have success from the case management side, right? So the case manager is going to feel successful because they're able to now provide the necessary services that they need to provide. They're seeing that their resident it doesn't have that stress of being in shelter but still homeless, right? That there's a significant difference in that, Derek. People can still be under a roof but still be homeless, and that's because of the way you have them living. We've seen people
living
that said
squalor,
you're just living in this and just
and trust me, y'all, I got some messy dudes at our house.
Yeah.
So let's not get this so twisted where you think, well, Derek, man, like they can't be messy. All my guys messy.
Yes. Like
but the devil is a liar that they're going to be living in filth and in squalor. Because guess what I did today when I moved my new guy in? Not that it's super needed, but I went and swept, I mopped. But watch this. Derek, you teach us that it's independent and they do all the cleaning. Well, they do. But sometimes shouldn't you also go and bring it to your standards and make it a little better?
Yeah.
And also show by example?
Yeah.
So don't get so caught up in where Derek is independent living. Should I be cleaning up?
Listen.
Absolutely, if it ain't done to your liking or you want it to be right.
Right. Can I share something on that,
Please
Derek?
do.
I think this is something that is so important. What you have to realize is people that are coming from out of, situations. It may be the children that have been, in foster care all their life. Now they're adults. They're trying to get things on their own. They're trying to live. Think about how we were nurtured. Some of us were nurtured with parents that taught us how to clean, how to wash clothes, how to scrub toilets.
We were fortunate.
Like how to sweep, how to mop.
Yep.
Like think about those
things that we take for granted every day, Shay, because we know how to do it.
Exactly. And
Can you imagine meeting a 45-year-old man that has no clue how to wash dishes?
Does not.
Talk about that story, Shay, how you had to teach a grown man to wash dishes.
I had to teach, and Derek is not lying.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that when you are engaged in what you do as an ILF owner, we don't say get a house, throw people in it, and walk away. You want to be as hands-on as possible. We're not saying over their shoulders every day, blah, 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 but you want to have some skin in the game. Right? Because the more that they see your presence, the more you get to understand them. And then the more that they kind of gauge how you want to keep your ILF. And with this, like Derek said, we have a resident that has never learned how to wash dishes. Okay. And this may sound crazy to some people, but every time I went over that house about 3 times, and every time I go,
first of all, we found out because the dishwashing liquid was being used up so fast. Like, why am I buying dishwashing liquid so fast?
It was so funny. And
when you wash every dish and you go for every dish instead of making dish water.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what if you don't know?
When you don't know no better.
So sometimes we have to educate as well.
Yeah. So I literally stood over the sink and I taught him how to wash dishes. And now when I go over and he's washing dishes, he knows how to wash dishes, right? Think about the young ladies that have been through foster care that don't know how to appropriately discard feminine hygiene products. Can you say a bloody mess?
And they flush it down your toilet and then cause a plumbing problem. But what if they were never taught how to dispose of it?
Yeah.
Like you will find out the wrong way or in an unpleasant way that they don't know it.
Yeah.
She just said a bloody mess, right? She's being literal.
I'm being literal. But these are the things that, like, as an ILF owner and operator, you're going to come against or be introduced to some things that you would think, okay, this is common sense. Nobody ever told you how to do this, and this. It may be common sense to us, but that person that has not been nurtured, that has not ever been surrounded by family, may have had a clinical mental health diagnosis, that person that may have been incarcerated for half of their life that's now entering into society, that only knows the jailhouse way of doing things.
Yeah.
Like, think about these are some of the people that you will come in contact with when you start operating independent living facilities. So guess what? You do become a leader. You are the leader of the pack. Okay. So sometimes you are going to have to educate and train. So don't be so critical. Be more of a teacher, right? Be more of a leader. Try to be able to, help them navigate. This is from 99% of the people that we've housed recently and in the past. We've really had to show them and educate them on how to do certain things. And it's not because they're lazy and don't want to. They've never had the opportunity opportunity to do so because of life circumstances. So just know that. Back to
All
you,
right,
Derek.
good stuff, good stuff. So I want to give a shout out to Legacy WB that's over on Clubhouse. They may have come over to YouTube, but she put I want to read what she said because that was
I know what
powerful
you're
and I
saying.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to find it because I want to read
It's
it
at the top.
verbatim. She puts, "Hi, Derek and Shay. It's been a while since I've been here. Happy New Year. I'm glad to see you guys never gave up considering your loss." So if you guys don't know what she's talking about, my brother and I started this many, many, many years ago, and he passed away about a year and a few months ago. So it's been about a year and a few months. And she's basically saying that great job that you guys didn't give up. And sis, there is no way that we could do that, right? And I thank God for his strength and his guidance. But my brother passed away November 2023.
Correct.
November 28th, if I can remember. And it stunned us. And quite frankly, if you guys know anything about my brother and my family, man, we believe in keeping things moving regardless of how bad or how good things are. And my brother wouldn't have wanted it no other way. So we literally took off about a week or two and we came right back. So we didn't even really take off a whole lot of time. We kept it moving because obviously we also coach a lot of people and there's a lot of people that still depend on us. So Shay was able to kind of carry that torch because Shay's been doing it with me from the beginning anyway.
But
she just never kind of taught it with me. She was behind the scenes, but a lot of people love to hear from Shay because she does it from the nonprofit standpoint. So again, thank you so much for saying that and actually realizing that. So we appreciate it. She says, "I'm hoping to meet you soon in Florida. I'm looking to move there and I'm ready to open up an ILF there. So congratulations. We look forward to that. I would love it if you would come January 31st. That is actually the event and where a lot of people are going to come literally only just to meet us in person. I spoke to a family 2 days ago, and if they're here, AJ and Madeline, they're now family to us because they're under our coaching, but they said, Derek, we only really coming to meet you, bro. So we appreciate that. So if you guys want to meet us in January 31st, visit the website popclive.com. That's POPCLIVE.com. January 31st, guys, we're throwing an event and we're also speaking at it. Come and change your life. Go to that website, find out what it's all about. But everything that you hear me talking about, that's what we're bringing, but in a deeper depth, right? And then Don is also going to do his thing. So
Don, don't beat me up. If you are available, let me know. I will send you a link right now.
Good stuff. Yeah, Don is in the room. And Don, if you're able to speak, absolutely come in. I would love for other people to get a little bit of a taste of what you do. But January 31st, guys, is the greatest opportunity where you guys can hear us mesh all of this together. The love of God, real estate, but also financially free in your life, right? Because if you're under a lot of debt, it can feel like bondage, almost like slavery. Trust me, I know it myself. So again, this year in 2025, let's get debt free, but let's also be the beacon of light in your city for when it comes to affordable housing. So I've been on here for over an hour now. I'm gonna get in trouble because I haven't taken a break. So we got to pay some bills. We're gonna take a quick lunch break and we're gonna come back in less than 40 seconds. We'll be back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to take a quick water break. And again, Clubhouse, you guys maybe didn't hear the commercial, but definitely if you're in Clubhouse or you're anywhere, Chatter, if you're anywhere to where you cannot see what we're doing, make sure you click that link at the top. And I'll admit, guys, I don't go on Clubhouse a whole lot. We just happen to be on Clubhouse tonight. So I spoke in the room on Sunday that really was almost begging for it. So I told them that I would tune into Clubhouse. but also be on YouTube.
Yeah,
Miss Shay,
so
back on
do
you.
me a favor for all of my Clubhouse listeners. Go ahead and share this. Invite people. What had happened, I know, like not last year, right after Otis passed, we had a lot of fall off with Clubhouse. So we started to
When they
kind
changed
of
their
avoid.
system.
Yeah, when they did that last system change, we lost a lot of stability, like in the platform. So we separated ourselves for a little bit. And if we see that it will be that it's going to be consistent in the upcoming weeks or months, we may, go back full force with having our Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday rooms here in Clubhouse. But other than that, like I said, we are every Monday, every Tuesday, and Monday and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are live on YouTube at Forston Consultants. And on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern, we are live talking about the shared housing ILF model that we've coined, that we have what is it again? We have
Trademark.
trademarked. Well, I was going to say incorporated. No, we have trademarked the independent living facility is a trademark under the Forston Consultants umbrella. So just come learn from us, ask your questions. We are here to answer your questions. We don't have a collection plate.
Yeah.
Just come ask your questions. There's no question that is considered off limits, especially when we do this platform.
Yeah.
And listen, Derek, I am so excited because we've got a guest.
I am too. Oh, like right now. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
we got a
Okay.
guest.
So right before we bring that guest up, I want to give just a brief recap in terms of like if you just joined us really quickly in less than 30 seconds, we're just simply discussing what is independent living, what is shared living, what is co-living or communal living. We literally would take a 3-bed, 2-bath home or a 4-bed, 2-bath home. We're going to put 2 beds in each room. We may also have some private rooms where it's only 1 bed, but we take people from homeless to hopeful, and we do that in a shared living environment. Our funnel system is usually social workers, case managers, hospitals, the VA, the Veterans Affairs, or anybody that's in the social service setting. We take calls from them, do an assessment on everybody before move in, and that's how we take people from homeless to hopeful. So if I had to do that in less than 30 seconds, that's who we are. That's what we do, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. January 31st, we're being honored to speak at Don Daniel's event. And let's go ahead and bring him up, Shay. Right. Don is allowing us to speak at his event January 31st. Don is the founder of the Pill Method International, and I want to bring him to you guys to explain what does he do and why do you guys need to be there. What's going on, Mr. Don? How you doing, sir?
Listen, it's good to see you guys.
I'm so glad you're able
Good to see you in the evening, in the late hours.
Listen.
We always catch you in the morning.
Yeah. You guys, because you promised the folks that I'd be here.
I know. Listen, that is so my fault.
Yep.
That is so my fault. I got so tied up in I have to get toiletry totes done for the Angela Denise Foundation, and that has been whipping me all day today and yesterday. So again, I am so glad you came on. Yes. So Don is here in the building, guys. The founder of the Pill Method International. I am excited that we get to spend time with you in the flesh once again, January 31st.
Don spoke at our June event, ladies and gentlemen, and was the only speaker out of about 9 speakers that got a standing ovation. So let's just cut straight to it, Don. Who in the world are you? Because most of my people don't know you, Don. Who in the world are you? What do you do? And why do they need to attend January 31st, where we're also speaking?
Well, listen, my name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International. Pill stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. In short, we've never been taught how loans actually work, so we're paying, all of us. If you use credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car loans, personal loans, if it creates interest, you're paying 75% more than you need to pay. You don't have to pay all of that. And we are showing people how to read an amortization schedule. We are providing technology, an AI cloud-based computing system that guides you like financial GPS, okay? And it gets you out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Imagine your student loans, your credit cards, your car loan, things you're struggling with right now, your mortgage,
Yeah.
all of it can be gone in 7 to 9 years without making extra money, without sacrificing lifestyle. You can do well and
Mm.
get out of debt. So we're going to teach you how to do it right. In fact, I don't know if I've ever said this on your air, that we're going to show you that borrowing money is cheaper than paying cash.
Wow. Now
And I'm
somebody's thinking, how is that possible?
Right,
So you might
right.
as well break it down.
Break it down. Break it on down.
Woo, mercy, mercy. So listen, if you want to see, let me pull something up here, just to prove what we've done in the past, and then I'll give you a little taste of what's going on. Okay,
Let's do
so
it.
we're gonna put some things on the screen for you.
And while
Boom.
he's putting that up on the screen, I also want to just let the people know that January 31st is also a Fed event. So you're not going to be starving. There's a 3-course meal, a plated lunch, no box sandwiches, and no plastic drinks. All silverware, glassware, and a plated lunch between steak, chicken, or salmon. Take your choice. Back on you, Don.
All right, so we're sharing this screen now, so you can go ahead and put that up.
Gotcha. Give me
All
1
right.
second.
There
All
we
right,
go.
go for it.
Glad we got Shay, because I would have never been able to put this screen up. So thank you, Shay.
Come on, boy. So
Derek's
now,
bad,
listen.
Don.
Here is a person with 634 with a mortgage of $634,658.66. They were attempting to use a strategy that a lot of people are talking about on the internet, called the velocity banking method. Okay,
Mhm.
where they can actually use credit cards in a certain way to get out of debt. Now, the velocity banking works, but you need to be very disciplined, very structured. And these folks charged up 12 credit cards. All right. They are maxed out to a total of $201,000, 12 credit cards. Okay. So
Mhm.
so they are right now over $1 million in debt when they came, $1 million in debt. And let me show you here how much interest the bank wants. $692,000 interest on all of that debt. Okay. So we're going to show them how not to pay 692,000. We're going to show them how to pay $179,954 in interest on that debt.
Wow.
That is a 74% discount,
Wow.
making them over $500,000. Okay.
Wow.
And this is using the pill method?
This is using the pill method. Okay. Now watch this. You can't let me make this a little bit. I want to focus in on this. Okay. We're gonna blow this up just a little bit. And we're gonna read this. You would need an interest rate. If you were going to pay this amount of interest on that debt, you would need an interest rate of 1.1% from the bank. This is what we call an effective interest rate. They're going to pay so little interest on these loans. The only way you could get this from the bank is to get an interest rate of 1.1%. And a lot of our clients their loans are less than 1% by the time we get there. So when I say it's cheaper than cash, okay, if you have this kind of cash, if they had $1 million in cash, okay, that means it's not sitting in the bank making 1/10 of 1%. They probably have this kind of money sitting in some sort of investment, making 6, 7, 10% interest on their money. So why pull all of that money out of your investment, making 10%, when I can show you how to borrow it at 1?
So that makes total sense. So if you understand that if you get it in the chat. Go ahead and just say
Or if
got
you're
it.
lost, that's a better reason to come January 31st, because this is an all-day event and he's got time to break it down to you.
Yeah, answer your questions and
That's what I love.
Don, I have a question. So in
Go ahead.
regards to the pill method, a lot of individuals that that we are connected with are entrepreneurs, have businesses, or
Yeah.
like me, have nonprofit organizations. How can this method benefit the entrepreneur who doesn't really, they don't understand, or they may have a lot of debt under their business? How can they utilize the pill method to help them get started, get debt free?
Well, listen, if you first of all, you need to learn how to read an amortization schedule. You need the very basics. If
Mhm.
you are in business, okay, and you're doing well in business, chances are, okay, you have an accountant
Yes.
or bookkeeper, okay?
Mhm.
If you are in business, chances are you have some sort of entity like, an LLC, all
Mhm.
right? If you are in business, you probably have a business bank account.
Right.
So if you are in business and you're borrowing money, but the very structure that creates the interest, we know absolutely nothing about. Nothing about it. Now, we assume we know, but we don't know. So, what if
Mhm.
a person who is in business who knew all these other things, what if they also knew how to read an amortization schedule and how to beat it? Now, I'm not going to teach you tonight the pill method. I
Right.
can't, because it takes time, but I can
Exactly.
show you a little something about how to beat the bank's amortization schedule.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Now,
All
this
right.
is this is just scratching the surface, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We're just
Mhm.
scratching the surface here. So I'm going to pull over here. Let me see here. Okay. Now, this is going to be two things. Two things. All right.
Okay.
This is going to show where in five. Remember, you heard me say, Derek, this weekend that I showed a person how to save $48,000 in 5 minutes,
Yes, sir.
Hoo-wee.
and nobody
Say that
asked.
figure one more
Wait,
time, because I don't want that to
48.
fly over
Right.
anybody's
Did he
head.
say $48,000 in 5 minutes? Say
$48,000 in five
wow.
minutes for free.
Let's take a vote on that real quick, because I don't want that to
Wow.
fly over anybody's head. If Don could save you guys $48,000 and it only took 5 minutes, can I get 5 of y'all to put in the chat? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Can 5 of y'all put that in the chat? If Don could save you 48 grand in 5 minutes. Go ahead, Don. Back on you.
All right. Well, listen, this person had a mortgage, okay, of $778,000. Okay.
Mhm.
And it was a VA loan. Didn't have to have any money down. That the VA loan is the best loan out there. Okay. All right. So listen, $78,000, and it was at 7.25. And they were frustrated that they had to get an interest rate of 7.25. All right. So I'm
Mhm.
going to say some things that you need to write down because you need to be there to understand why I'm saying that. I
Okay.
told them they were fortunate to get that interest rate, 7.25.
Right.
Okay. So they had been offered, they were in this loan less than a year, and they were, somebody called them up and says, we can get you an interest rate of 6.25, lowering
Mhm.
your payment. You'll have less interest to pay overall for the 30 years. And they were getting ready to refinance that loan. And then they called me.
Mm.
Can I show you the difference between the two loans, everybody?
Please do.
Show us.
Okay. So here is, let's see, 700 and 787, 778. Okay. So 778, here's how much interest. Here's how much interest the bank wants on this loan. Now, remember, 7.25. Interest rate is a liar.
Mhm.
Interest rate is a liar. Interest cost tells the truth. Okay. So it's 7.25, but here's how much interest the bank wants on that: $195,110.50. That's just the interest. Wow. By the time they're through paying off this mortgage, they're looking at $1,873,000 just on the mortgage. Now, these folks make good money. They make good money, but that 7.25% really means total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 140%. This number is 140% of this number.
Oh gosh.
It's not 7%. It's not 7.25%. It's
Mm.
140. So here's how the bank sells this refinance. We're going to refinance you. Okay, we're going to refinance you. We're going to get you, all right? We're going to get you a 6.25 interest rate.
Mhm.
We're going to add $9,000 to your loan for closing costs. So we're going to add, now it's $787,300, but it's at 6.25, okay? And the payment is now $4,848. $4,848. It used to be $5,352. So far the refinance is winning. Okay?
Yeah.
All
When you
right.
look at it, yeah.
Yeah. And so now remember, I said on the 7.25%, here's the total interest paid, $1,095,000. We go to 6.25. Oh, we're under $1 million. It's still quite a bit of money, but it's still under $1 million, $957,000. So the refinance is winning. It's down to 121% here instead of 140%. And so they said, now you don't want the refinance because you're going to end up paying more money overall. And they said, well, how, Don? I'm looking at what they just showed me, and all the numbers are correct. And then I showed them this. When you have a higher interest rate, look at the principal payment. $650, $654. This is out of all that money. Look how much goes to principal. Look how much goes to interest. Look at that.
God.
Isn't that sickening?
That is terrible. This is highway robbery.
They're discounting your payment that much. So only a small portion pays down the loan.
Wow.
Okay. But if you know how to read this, this is exactly what you need. Watch. Let's say we make our first payment in January and we're all done. What is our payment? I'll go back up here and show you. Our payment is $5,352.83 a month, but only about $600, a little over $600 gets applied to the loan. Okay, so if I make
take you forever to pay it off that way, huh?
Yeah, if I make my payment in January, okay, then they will subtract $650.12 from what I owe. I'm left with this much. Okay, I'm down to $777,729.88. February's principal payment is $654, and the interest is a little bit lower, but the payment remains the same. So every month, the configuration changes. A little more money goes to principal, and a little less goes to interest. Do you see the change here? It's about it's about $4. You put a little bit more, you put about $4 more on principal. This is what mathematicians call the rate of change. The rate of change. See the rate of change here. They're adding a little bit more on the principal every single month. So you put you're putting more on principal, but the change is so small. The rate of change is so small. Now, here's the thing about math. And this is why you are never supposed to know how a loan works. Because when you have the rate of change so slow, you can turn it around so it's just as fast in your direction. The rate of change can be speeded up for you because of math. Okay?
Wow.
So we want to fix this thing. So if we pay our January payment, February's principal payment is how much, Shay?
$654.05.
Do we have to wait till February to give the bank that money?
No.
If we had it, could we give it to the bank in January?
Yes, absolutely.
If we did, they would have to subtract this from what we owe immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So we're paid down to $777,075.83. We're paid down to line 2 in January.
Right.
So if we're paid down to line 2 in January, that means my next mortgage payment for February is on which line of the schedule?
So you did January, so it's gonna be 3.
Line 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is that faster? Oh, because I got rid of line 2,
Including
not
its interest.
not for $5,000, but for $654. It's gone. Line 2 has been canceled. We're squeezing the amortization schedule. Payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3. Payment
Right.
2 is gone.
Right.
Wow.
So you eliminated that whole line of interest.
Are you guys understanding that? Because this is why I like to kind of pause and make sure people are
Right.
getting this part. Because do you guys see how making that payment and the reason he asked Shay, do I have to wait? He often
don't.
says this, it's a suggestion.
That interest rate, that interest
I love it when he
payment-
says that.
But if you think about it, Derek, that interest payment, Don just showed us that interest payment is truly a suggestion. And we've wiped out their suggested $4,698.78 because we beat them at their own game by paying the principal payment the month ahead.
The bank don't want you to know this, right, Don?
If you
No, they do not want you to know. They want you to know that you can prepay. They just don't want you to know what your benefit from prepaying is. If you knew that just by taking $654.05 out of your bank account and putting it on this mortgage, it would save you $4,698.78. Now, it was Benjamin Franklin who was reported to say, "A penny saved is a penny earned." Okay? A penny saved is a penny earned. So did we just save $4,698.78 we don't have to pay?
Absolutely. We saved a whole bunch of pennies.
Yep.
Okay. But when it comes to mortgages, a penny saved is like 10 pennies earned.
Say that again, Don. Say it again.
A penny saved is like 10 pennies earned. Why? Because if you don't have to pay this to get the same benefit, that means you'll be able at some point to take that money and spend it the way you want to spend it and invest it in your own ILF. What did I just say?
I knew he was gonna mix that in there somewhere.
I know.
Somebody was wondering, how is this gonna mix into this ILF thing Derek talking about?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So now
That is so good.
So if we did this, what if we did this? We make a payment here. All right. Now when everybody looks at this, they see how small the principal payments are. But I'm going to show you how those small principal payments can work for you. If you want to control a loan, control the principal payment.
Yeah.
And interest payments you skip don't matter. What if we happen to be making a little bit of money in our ILF, Derek? We're making just a little bit of money. Now you talk about making $28,000 a year as a
social worker.
Social worker. Okay. Now I'm not trying to tell you business because I don't know your business, but I'm pretty sure you're close to 28 a month. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Okay. All right. I'm just guessing.
Hard working.
Money follows ministry, Don.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now. So here's what we're talking about, folks. Going from 20, let's say you have the opportunity to go from 28,000 a year to 28,000 a month. Just say, is it possible, Derek? Is it possible?
It's absolutely possible.
It is absolutely possible. So now we got a little bit of money in the bank, Derek. Got a little bit of money in the bank, and we make this first payment. We can say, oh, I can see here, I can give the bank $654.05 early. I could give them also this $658. I could also give them this $661. 3 months of principal ahead of time
Yeah.
saves over $13,000 in interest you never have to pay.
I don't think they heard you in the back. I really don't.
No, I'm
Listen.
sorry. $17,000. 17,000, almost $20,000. Look at this. $4,600.
That is so
$4,600.
powerful.
$4,600. You don't have to give the bank because you pulled a small amount of money out of your bank account, about $1,800, and it's going to save you about $18,000 if you put it on this mortgage.
Wow.
Okay, so now here's what I wanted to show. When you lower the interest rate, you hurt yourself. Now, let me show you this. In 1 year on this loan, in 1 year, okay, when you pay it the bank's way, you add up all the principal payments, add up all the interest payments. When you add up all the principal payments, it comes to $8,000, $8,065.94. That's how much you pay your loan down by. Okay, but they get to discount 56,000 of your dollars.
Wow.
And call it interest. So when you're out there paying $64,000 in 1 year towards the mortgage, and only 8,000 counts for you, something wrong with that picture.
Wow. Got to change that in 2025 for sure.
We have to. It's necessary. And Don, we can look at this for credit cards. We can look at this for student loan debt. We can look at this for our business debt, whatever loans, SBA loans, whatever loans you've taken out. We can literally, from utilizing the pill method and knowing this, like once you see it, you can't unlearn it. Like you can't unsee it. Don, tell me this. If this individual is paying off their mortgage as is, tell me, how much do they end up paying overall? What do they end up paying the bank back if they've just made their regular monthly payments? No extra, no pill method, just straight out the box. What are we paying back?
Well, they live in a $778,000 neighborhood.
Okay.
But they end up paying $1,873,000 for that house. In a $778,000.
Derek, where's your?
Look like they bought them a house and the bank bought a house.
There you go. Bought a house for them and a house for the bank. And the bank's house costs more.
Wow.
Okay.
So again, guys, this is the gentleman we've been telling you guys about. This is the guy that's going to help you guys become financially free. And I would love if 3 of y'all just put in the chat, man, this is powerful. Or if 3 of y'all put, man, I'm really confused. Can he go deeper? Because you're the guy that I want to actually come to the January 31st event.
Derek,
Shay, go ahead.
It don't even matter if they're confused. They need to be at this
They
event.
got to be there. Yep.
What ends up happening is again, we've got to unlearn the bad information.
Yeah.
Right. We've taken in a lot of bad information. Like, think about it. I just put in there for Magna. Magna's son is a phenom. Her kids are just amazing.
Absolutely.
He is a realtor, and I want him at this event.
Don is begging for real estate agents to come because this is a whole nother game for you all.
A whole different.
In fact, that's my next question for Don anyway. Let's talk about some of the people that need to come to this event. Why is a real estate investor need to be here?
Let me show you this, and this will tell you exactly why. Okay. So we spent some time on this 7.25% loan, showing how we could do this. But, I said if we do it the bank's way, it costs a lot. But we can flip that and do it our way, right? We have a little bit of money. If we know we're going to give the bank this much money, do we have to give it to them in 12 monthly installments, Shay?
No. Only a suggestion.
If we had it, could we give it to them on line 1?
Yes.
Will we be paid down the line 12 in 1 month?
So you skipped the line.
No, you skipped the whole 12.
We skipped from line 2 to line 12 in interest. That saves us $51,509.84. So we can pay down to here the bank's way. We can pay down to here the bank's way, and it will cost us $56,000. Or if you give them this money up front, it only costs you $4,702.71 to do the exact same
thing.
Wow.
Now, that's the 7% loan. What is the principal payment start out on a 7% loan?
The principal payment $650.12.
On the 6% loan, where do they start out?
Oi, $747.09.
What?
And we thought we were winning.
Yes, and so he paid $9,000 so he can get a higher principal payment by lowering the interest rate. So when it takes more money now to get rid of one line, when it only took $654 to get rid of one line over here, it now takes $750 to get rid of one line.
Yeah.
We could pay $8,000 to kill a whole year
of interest.
When you lower the interest rate, $8,000, it gets you between line 10 and line 11, but it don't take off a whole year. Okay, so when you lower the interest rate, you make it harder to prepay the loan and get out of debt cheaper. Okay, now here's the thing: how much money did he pay for his refinance?
$9,000. Yeah,
and it would take, and they added onto his mortgage. In the first year, does he pay off his $9,000?
Yeah, but it way
How
at
much
the
interest
end.
did it cost him?
48, almost 50 grand, $48,949.93
to pay off the closing costs. Jesus.
I said, I will lend you $9,000 for a year if you pay me 48 grand for it.
Right.
That's not a bad deal. I take that deal too.
Take it too.
Okay. So he did not get the refinance. He did not add $9,000 to his loan, and he did not have to pay $48,949.93 to borrow the $9,000 for closing costs that they added to the mortgage.
Magnus said, "I'll see you on the 31st."
Wow. And it only took you 5 minutes to show him that.
But hold on. I have something, because what about the person that's listening? They say, well, Dawn, I don't have a mortgage, right? Let's talk about your car payment, right? You go to the lot and you like, you know what? I'm going to put $15,000 down on my $60,000 car.
No.
Does this, can we look at this same methodology for the vehicle, for the $60,000-$70,000? Okay, we ain't going to do that. We're going to get us what's that thing called? A Tesla. $120,000 Tesla. Let's go for the top. Well, I don't know if that's the top model, but let's go for the most expensive vehicle.
Well, that's why I was late, because I actually had to take my Tesla to Nashville.
Oh, Lord.
So we're back now, and I drove a brand new $80,000 Tesla today. All right, I didn't buy it, but I drove it. Okay. All right. So here's what we're talking about. If we do this, $80,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At around 4%, and I'm going to get, and you always get the longest term. Always get the longest term. That's 84 months. Okay. So here is the payment on that. Now, some people say, Don, you need to put a down payment on that. For how much did you say?
Let's do a $10,000 down payment.
$10,000 down payment.
Let's just get spiffy.
So if we did that, okay, so we're going to duplicate this tab. We're going to get to 70,000. Okay. And now the payment is
the months. Yeah, you duplicated it.
Yep. Now the payment is $956.82. But I start out on payment number 1. Okay. Still on payment number 1. So, but if I have the $80,000 loan, where's my $10,000? Do I still have it?
You better.
All right. Could I apply it to principal?
I would hope so.
So we can go down, apply 10,000 to principal, and knock off a whole year. All right, save about $3,000 in interest, and I start my loan here on line 13
See,
of the amortization schedule, not on line 1 if I give them the 10,000 up front. Never
correct.
put a large down payment on a loan ever.
See, and the reason why I asked that question is because a lot of times we parents may take for granted, right? They're like, "Oh, babe, get a new car before you go to college, so that way when you're in college, you don't have to worry about da 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 da. Work hard, save your money, and go and put a down payment down." I actually had this conversation with a young lady who's getting ready to sit the MCAT and do all of this stuff to go to medical school. Her
Right.
dad wants her to get a vehicle, and I'm like, "Don't you better not put all that money down." She's like, "Yeah, my dad's like, if I save $10,000 and put it down," I said, "I'll come after you.
Yeah,
You need
you
to
can still
spend
use that
$200,
$10,000, but
but do it something." Yeah.
but not as a down payment. Use it as a prepayment.
Correct.
Not, I can that money knocks a whole year off. A 7-year loan.
That is, and this is what I want people to come and understand, right? It's not just the mortgage, it's not just the loan debt. It is also
Credit card debt is what's drowning most people anyway.
Right.
So,
But even vehicles, think about how many times when you get to the end of a loan, a vehicle loan, your car is busted and disgusted. And guess what you end up having to do? Get another vehicle. So now you're back in another vicious cycle of another 4-year loan for another vehicle. And now you're trying to scratch where it doesn't itch to get a down payment to put on this vehicle. What if we say no to a large down payment? And if you tell me, my credit's a little jacked and you need me to put down $1,000, okay, you can have that, but that's it.
That's
right.
it.
And then we start this thing with a whole different mindset and an understanding. This now gets you into the position of being able to better allocate your money, right? Use the bank's money and give them back what you want to give them back in interest, because again, the interest payments that they have on this amazing little schedule is a suggestion.
Here's what's crazy. This is an $80,000 car, and the longest term you can possibly get. This is 84 months, 7 years. That's the longest term you can get. But if this was an $80,000 house, it would take 30 years to pay it off. But an $80,000 car has to be paid off in 7 years.
So pay attention to that. Like, what's really happening here?
What's happening? If you want to treat your house like a car, you better come January 31st.
Listen, to get your tickets. Listen, hear me clearly.
So let's talk about that. How do they come?
I'm gonna have to pick up the mic.
How do they come?
I'm gonna pick up the mic. So you need to be in the house at the Hotel Landy in Orlando, Florida, on 7900 Universal Boulevard. You need to be there, or 7800, but just Google it, right? Get your tickets. Do not show up without a ticket in hand. If you are not on the registration list, you won't eat, and we don't want that. We want you to make sure you have an amazing experience. So get your tickets. Derek, I'm holding the mic, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody can hear. Can you hear me in the back? Okay. To get your tickets, you are going to visit PopClive, PopClive.com. Okay. Go under the tab that says tickets. It's actually bouncing around on the front of the page as well. If you want to make sure that you are in the house, you can even text the word PILL, PILL, to the phone number 256-215-9496.
You can also call it.
So you can text it, call it, but I want you to text the word PILL, PILL, to 256-215-9496. If you want more information about this conference, you can even call that phone number and ask our amazing assistant all the questions you want.
We showed you guys live on Tuesday how that works. So Don, we did a whole call live to show them how to use that phone number and talk to that assistant to get all the information that they need
for the event.
So Don, I also want you to do me a favor. Tell these people where they can go and find you and your stuff to kind of prepare them before January 31st. Where can they go to soak up more of your information until the event?
search Pill Method, PILL Method, and find our, we're on TikTok and we're on Instagram. You can see, you can start watching our videos there. Okay. So let me ask you something, Derek, because you guys been asking me questions. Okay. Your
Yes,
last
sir.
event was sold out.
Absolutely, it was, and this one will be too.
What happened to the people that waited? What happened to the people who waited to the last minute to buy their ticket?
We couldn't take them.
And some of them are asking when is your next event because they couldn't buy one, so they
Yeah.
shouldn't be caught in that.
Okay.
We believe in something that's called move at the speed of instruction.
Yeah. Listen.
Do not wait to get this ticket, because once they're gone, they are gone.
How much is it, Don? Because somebody's wondering that. What does this thing cost? Is it couples tickets? Talk to me.
Listen, $200 for the ticket. Okay. Couples ticket is $300. And listen, just my portion, where I'm going to be introducing this this course that's going to be teaching you how to become an interest cancellation expert, is $4,600. Just my portion costs $4,600.
Can you want to add some more math to that? Forston Consultants coaching is $7,500.
There you go.
So let's do the math.
We're gonna come spill it.
So Derek, do the math on that. What is that?
Let somebody in the chat do it. Actually,
do the math.
Great
Don,
exercise.
Say it again. The course, the information that they're going to get at this conference is at what cost again? At what price?
$4,600.
$4,600 plus $7,500. Okay. Put the math in the chat.
46 and 75.
Okay, this is what y'all are getting this for a steal.
I'll admit, even the dinner that you guys are going to get that day, which it's lunch, but I'm gonna call it dinner because of what it is. The food that you're going to eat, guys, is worth more than the $200 by itself.
Listen, don't make me
you guys get a choice out of steak, chicken, or salmon. There's also dessert. There's also a salad, and everything's plated. No plastic sandwiches in a bag. No Capri Suns in a plastic with a straw. Guys, everything is first class. So let me say that first of all, but also come and learn something that can change your life and the trajectory of your family.
Yep.
Back on you, Don.
Listen, $12,000 worth of information for $200. So listen, folks, when I come back, and I will come back, if the Lord allows, it won't be $200 next time. I can tell you that.
Don, it will not. And we can promise them that it will not be $200. This is the seed price, guys. We are giving this away. This is 2025. We've seen, the shift in our economy over the last couple of years. We've seen people really struggling and hit hard. Why not change your understanding? It was stated that over the past couple of years, credit card debt has increased to its highest rate. The highest level of credit card debt has been shown in the United States of America. Why don't you come and learn how you can alleviate and eliminate some of that interest cost that you're carrying around with you as luggage every month, right? That is eating away at your income. Don, a wise man once told me, hold on, let me get my stats straight. Hold on, wait a minute. Give me a second. But a wise man once told me, I got it for y'all. You wait a minute. Did you know that 97% of people are unknowingly overpaying interest? 97%. 90% of people. Are you in that 90%?
Don always said it. Most of them have no clue of what we're paying back.
No clue.
One thing I want Don to talk about really quickly, and before we move on to more of our questions, Don, I want you to brag for 2 seconds, right? Probably more than that, but brag about this system. I see you personally as a genius, Don, but you've also built this system. Can you talk about this system that allows you to tell their family, all of us that are going to come to this event, the month, the date, and year we can be financially debt-free? Talk about this system and why is it so great?
Listen, folks, what we're talking about is the ability to use artificial intelligence plugged into your finances. Is the only program like it in the world that does all of the math for you to make sure you can use your current budget to eliminate debt, kill interest, and save money all at the same time while you're living a great lifestyle.
Mhm.
Okay? So, and and God gets all the credit here because I don't have a finance degree.
Talk to us about that. So how can you come and teach us this if you don't have a finance degree? Talk about it.
Because I have autism spectrum disorder. When I look at an amortization schedule, I see things that nobody else sees in that amortization schedule. And this is why, this is what was shown to me when I see this, so that I can start telling people who deserve to know how the thing works. This whole thing was set up so bankers can make more money. You know, one of the things we're going to bring out is that there are nine in the world, 9 huge central banks.
Yeah.
There are a lot more, but there are 9 main central banks in 9 different countries.
Yeah.
And when you do the research, their main source of income is interest income, and they control trillions of dollars because the whole system is set up so that you and I, listen now, when you go mining for a natural resource,
Right.
and then turn it into something. Okay. So iron ore is a natural resource and they turn it into steel. The oil in the ground is a natural resource and they turn it into gasoline. All right. And fuel oil. All right. But what do bankers use as a
Ooh.
natural resource to turn into interest? You and me.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta catch that clip. I need this clipped for social media. Like, for
That's
real.
at 1 hour and 45 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's clip that. Don, I want you to do one more thing for me, right? Because Don, I know you, I trust you. We go way back. But Don, I got a lot of new people that are joining our channel tonight. A lot of new families.
Yes.
Don, I have 2 families specifically that have over 15 people in their living room. So just 2 families today, that's 30 people. Don,
Yes.
can you tell them who is your biggest success story? Because sometimes, Don, people don't feel comfortable to work with you unless they know that you've helped somebody. Don, your system and your team have helped thousands of people. But who is your biggest success story that somebody else would see? Say, ooh, I trust that.
Listen, my biggest
about
success story is right here. It is a couple that live in LA, not Los Angeles, Lower Alabama. Okay. They live in Lower Alabama, 2 teachers doing their best to raise their family and pay off their bills.
Regular,
They
everyday people.
work, 2 teachers, everyday people working hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Go,
Blue
church
collar.
going folks.
Come on.
And she's the treasurer at the church.
Ooh.
So they don't mess up money. Okay. So they were putting $250 away every month in their bank account so they could start a savings account. But every month they have to go get that $250 to help them to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I met them, and that video is on my our YouTube channel. Okay. You can go to YouTube channel and search it. You put in $13.06. That's how much they had in their bank account when I met them. Master's degrees, $13.06 in the bank. And in a year, they said, we want my wife, the guy told me, I want my wife to be able to quit her job so she can homeschool our children because there's no Christian school in our area.
Wow. Okay.
And they had, between the 2 jobs, they had $13.06 in the bank when I met them. In 11 months, they paid off $24,000 worth of debt.
Wow.
Now, where did that money come from? The money was always there. We just don't know how we need to use it to kill debt. You
Yeah.
don't need more money. You just need to learn how to pay less
How
interest.
to allocate it, you know.
She was able to quit that job. And then within a few months of quitting that job, they had more money in the bank with the one job.
Come on, Don.
Don's about to get up and run, y'all.
Don't you run, Don. You stay right there in that chair. Don't you start shouting and running off of this screen.
We had more money in the bank than they had when they were both working. And God just kept, and I said, write down how much you want to have come into your household. Write it down.
Yes, sir. Write the vision.
Write the vision. Talked about that earlier.
Write the Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision, make it plain. And they did that. And listen, you know that those kids that she was homeschooling, the daughter went to college at 16.
Sounds like a genius to me.
No, can I tell you something? This is more. See, generational wealth doesn't always have to be fiscal. Generational wealth does not always have to be fiscal. You've just now implemented something that took. People don't realize your time is an asset. Okay, when you hear people say time is money, right? It's an asset. You cannot get it back once it is done.
Spent.
It's spent. Once your 24, once your 30 seconds goes by, once your 60 seconds goes by, once that hour goes by in this day, it is spent. The time that we spend on this live tonight discussing this with Mr. Don Daniel, okay, the founder of Pill Method International, the time that he's allocated to this room tonight, is time spent that he cannot get back tomorrow.
He'll never get this time back.
You get what I'm saying? So think about the asset. Look at the generational wealth in understanding and knowledge that was now implemented into the child's life because of the obedience of the parents. When they changed their mindset,
love that,
to be financially free and financially educated, it allowed them to educate their seed. And now their seed are going to bring forth even more bountiful harvest than the parents did. When we talk about generational wealth, guys, it is not about dollars and cents. It's not always all about dollars and cents. What can you implement in your children that can change lineage, that can change generations? Like, we've got to look at this from a whole different perspective. Everybody is so money driven that they miss the key factor, the key point. We are ordained to leave a legacy for our children. That's Bible. That's
children's children.
Exactly.
And what I also like is that Don, somebody might have missed this, but Don spoke about that. The lady was also the church's secretary and was over the books of the church. So what I'm seeing and hearing, she can teach it to the church now and implement this inside the church. Don, that's also why you're inviting pastors, priests, and bishop and church leadership, right?
Yes, because
talk about it.
Listen, if we can get them to come, do you know that there are churches that have debt? You know, I have clients. I believe this was you asked me my biggest success story. That was it. I got clients with over $2 million worth of debt. On this.
But Don, I also saw on your page that you helped some guy called the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas.
I mean, everybody knows him, even if they don't know your people from LA, Laurel, Alabama.
Yeah. Listen, you know, Eric Thomas paid off his mortgage in record time. And if you go to ICE, the number 10, the letter 10.
Could you play that here, Don? If you have that, is that possible to play that here? If not, I don't want to push it, but I want people to see that.
You want people to see it?
Because this is just not some everyday Joe. Because I like how you started out with the everyday Joe. Yes, this regular blue collar family.
It's attainable.
But now you help somebody that everybody in the world knows because he's the number one motivational speaker in the world.
I love this because it's attainable.
I love that.
It shows access. And a lot of times we want to sit down and be in the, as Derek, as Maul would say, the mully grubs. I don't know what that is, but it's just something I'm learning. Okay. But you want to be down in the dumps about your situation, but you don't realize that there are people such as Don Daniel, who is here on this platform sharing with you groundbreaking information that doesn't right now you are learning things. It doesn't cost you anything but time to open up your mind
and to want to change
and
your
realize
life.
and realize that it's available to you, right? We can't keep getting mad at the rich. Right? Because they opening up the book and reading. They're doing the necessary research to figure out how they can do the same thing we're talking about tonight, and that's pay less in interest and really evolve and grow for our futures. So listen,
we're going to be teaching you things that not even the rich know. The only people who
ET didn't know it.
No, ET didn't know it. We're going to teach you things that only people who own the banks know. The people who work in the bank don't know. The people who are real estate agents don't know. The people who are real estate brokers don't know. If you are an accountant, you don't know. If you're a CPA, you don't know.
So all of these are the same people done that also should come to the event. CPAs, accountants, brokers.
Everybody. If you work in finance at all, you don't know how a loan works. You need to be there. So don't see. I talk to people all the time that assume that they know.
Yeah.
They don't know. They know what they know, but they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And they don't know this. I've got Eric Thomas up here. Let's. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but we can try.
Let's try it.
Oh, what happened? Hold on. Oh, my fault.
All right. Let's see if we can hear it.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs.
Can you hear it?
And I paid off my mortgage.
Yep.
Guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, "Oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money?" I was like, "I don't know, forever." She's like, "You sure?" Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse, just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, "You ain't gotta do that, you can do this." But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
That's good stuff, man. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a good place to put a pin in it. If you're not a hater and you appreciate it, Don Daniel, can you guys show Don some love in the chat?
Yes.
I personally would also appreciate that. We're encouraging you guys to also go to his page, and because some of y'all thinking, well, this sounds great, but I'm gonna check this guy out before I come. Please do that. He wants you to. So type in the phrase pill method, and it's not birth control. It is the absolute way to get yourself financially free in 7 years or less. He's all over the internet like a tarantula. I think that's how you say it. But he's on, how you say it, Shay? Tarantula. I don't even know how to say it, y'all, but like that big spider, he's all over. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you go, you guys can type in pill method and you're going to be able to get more information. But more importantly, we want to see you guys January 31st. And I'm going to just go ahead and say it. If you are an ILF Mastery Blueprint member, I'm almost mandating you to be here as a part of your coaching.
Yep.
Right. And don't forget, if you're newer to us and you purchase a package between the last 3 days up until the event, you come to the event complimentary. So if you purchase the ILF Mastery Blueprint, in fact, if you even purchase the ILF Accelerator, you come to the January 31st event absolutely on me. Congratulations, everybody that will come. Thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. And Don, really quickly, man, just bless the people real quick again before you go. And Don, we appreciate you taking time out your night because you're very busy. You got 1,000 things to do. You got a staff, you got a team, you got a beautiful wife, and we took you away from that for about an hour. So we appreciate that, Don. Bless the people before we go, big bro.
Well, listen, I just wanted to let you know that I got a call yesterday that young lady that started college at 16 is now 18, graduated from a 2-year program, going and wants to become a physical therapist. They're going to be calling her doctor. And now she's at Auburn University on the dean's list, first year. That's
Wow.
what we're talking about, folks.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. When you put that kind of effort into teaching people, and the father now owns a business, okay? The young lady started making soap as a business.
Come
Okay?
on. Come on.
The young son, then when you watch that video, the young son also started keeping bees as a business.
Wow.
So this thing has changed their life financially. Listen, when I first met them, they had an old truck. And I said, when your husband starts driving a new truck, my wife said, new truck? What do you mean? The truck we have just fine, she says in the video. A little while later, truck stopped working. But they were able to go out and get a new truck. You see, once you start handling your business like this, this is what makes it for me. I have dedicated my life to the mission of helping people to become good stewards over God's resources. And when you take care of them, He takes care of you.
Yeah.
And increases you the more. And Don,
Yeah.
you literally just kind of spoke about what's a prayer for everybody, that once we in our rooms that we've been praying. It started probably the end of 24, that we just asked God to allow us to be a good steward over what he's given us and not to squander relationships or opportunities.
And resources.
So guys, again, January 31st is the next best time that you have an opportunity to change your life and the trajectory of your family. Again, Don, we thank you so much, because even in that story you just told about the young lady that became a doctor, what I heard was legacy through financial freedom.
Right.
Legacy was built, but it all started with them becoming financially free. Yeah. So again, Don, we thank you, big bro. You have a great night. Give your family our love. Yes. We're going to take a commercial break, and guys, we'll be right back, finishing up the rapid fire questions that we have for you all. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Don.
Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and wow, what a session by Don, man. Thank you, Don, so much. We appreciate it. We hope you guys enjoyed that, because we wanted to bring Don on instead of just Shay and I keep trying to tell you what he do, because I'll admit it's hard for me to put it in words. But again, guys, financial freedom is a real thing, and I think you guys should be a part of this event, January 31st. And again, my local people, my IMB members, you guys are almost mandated to be there. It's almost like, why wouldn't you come to something like this, right? Obviously, you love us because you've always been around us, but we always believe in bringing other people that have a skill set that we don't. That whole financial freedom thing, guys, that's not what I do. Don does, and relationship allows that. So you guys allow my relationship to help your life, and we'll see you guys January 31st. I would love it if 5 of y'all just put in the chat, the ones that don't have a ticket yet, whether you're thinking about it or you're gonna come, but you haven't done it yet. Yeah. So put in the chat right now, if you haven't done it, but you're at least thinking about it, I want to know that, right? And maybe if you got your ticket, just put that. I know a few of y'all here that have tickets already, but I would love to know from people that are like, you're just thinking about it, and from what you just heard, you trying to figure out on your calendar, how can you come? I personally would appreciate that. And obviously, we're well over our time tonight, but I want to finish these questions. So what we'll do is something that's called a rapid fire. I'm going to let Shay hop in too. But the last 4 questions, we'll do a rapid fire and we'll answer those pretty fast because I still want to give value. Shay, back on you, and we'll jump back into the questions.
I just wanted to say this before we jump into the rapid fire. The reason why, and I think a lot of people are probably saying, well, how do we shown you in the data that Dawn showed tonight how important it is for you to get this understanding, and why are we pushing it? Because we want to see every ILF owner and operator, anybody that's thinking of getting into business on their own, anyone that's looking to change their family, change their life, and implement something that is so tangible, where you will see a real difference in your finances and your family. That's why we're pushing this. It's not all about, come learn how to start an ILF. We want people to be well aware and equipped. Okay. What we don't want to see is our loved ones, our family members, those that are in our sphere of influence, that come and tune in religiously to these platforms and leave empty-handed, broke, busted, and disgusted, not getting anything to help them move forward, right? No actionable items that can help them change their life without them thinking they have to start a business first. They have to do this first. No, let's start where you are. And that's changing your financial understanding and mindset. Because once you start getting into business and you start making more money than you've ever seen before, how do you now handle those funds, right? Do you go out and squander it all on interest? Let's not do that. Let's be able to be wise in how we manage those funds. So that is why it is so important for Forceman Consultants. That is why it is very imperative that we partner with like-minded individuals such as Don and Miss Patricia, his amazing wife, because I've seen it work for people. I've seen it. We've heard it. And listen, we're doing what we need to do the same thing. Okay. And that is, again, with these properties, getting that interest, cutting it off, and not giving the bank leverage over
Let's
us.
not buy a bank a house. I'll sum that up, and let's not buy the bank a house.
Thank you, Derek.
Because again, that's essentially what we're doing, guys. When we pay off that house, and Shay even brought one of our statements from one of our rental properties.
No, Dawn, if you see
and
that,
I think she gave you guys the math on it. Like $860 is going towards interest. $68 is going towards the principal. Yeah. You know how long that takes to pay that off, right? So again, guys, and again, if you're a real estate investor, Don is teaching you guys how that you can cash out refi sooner. So again, he listed a lot of different genres of people that need to come to this event. If you're a real estate investor, if you're a realtor, if you're a broker, if you own your own brokerage, if you're a real estate agent, or if you just want to change your life when it comes to finances and understand debt. Landy, lucky for you, the hotel in Orlando is called the Hotel Landy. That's probably a sign for you to come.
It sure is.
So Miss Landy, I don't know if that's your real name, but in Orlando, Florida, that is steps away from Universal Studios where everybody go on vacation, it's called the Hotel Landy. That's the name of it, Landy. Yeah. So we hope to see you there. If you come, make sure you come and shout me out and say, Derek, I'm the lady that you said come because my name was also Landy. Come and learn something that can change your life and the trajectory of your family, but also remember what we're teaching of how you can be the beacon of light in your city when it comes to affordable housing. Make sense, everybody?
All right.
So what Shay and I are going to do right now is a rapid fire because we're well over our time. Shay, I'm going to ask you a question. You got 30 seconds to answer it or less, and I'll go too. And it's hard for me to do that. You got your glass all pressed down on your nose.
I did it on purpose.
You look like an old lady, right? Shay, should you create a business plan before starting an ILF?
I'm sorry. Repeat that again. I saw something that Don said, and it made me nosy.
Should you create a business plan before starting an ILF?
I won't say a full business plan, right? I'm going to say write the vision. Make it plain. Don't get all overzealous and think you need this, this huge stack of portfolio paper with images and all of that. Have a plan, again, and start consulting your plan. It doesn't have to be a business plan, right? But honestly, that's my take for that, Derek.
Okay. I'll be quick, and this for me can be probably a 5-minute answer, but I got 30 seconds. So on the forefront, no. Because most of y'all, you're going to use it as an excuse to why you didn't get started.
Yeah.
Because if I was being real and I was giving y'all my 5-minute answer, I'm saying, yeah, everybody need a plan, because if you don't plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
But most people, when they think of business plan, they get stuck in that.
Analysis
Paralysis. So again, get started. Put your hands to the plow. Turn yourself into a business. That's the first step to all my coaching. My name is Derek Forston, but I get rid of Derek Forston and I start something that may be called Forston Enterprise, Forston Solutions, Forston Consultants, Forston's Group. So to the forefront of it, no, follow all of our coaching, pray and talk to God every day, and follow the instruction that we give you.
Yeah.
Yes, create a business plan along the way, but not this conglomerate thing that it makes you sit still for 4 to 5 months because you're trying to build a business plan. Forget a business plan. Watch our YouTube channel, talk and pray to God every day, find a house that you can rent, build relationships with social workers and case managers, learn our assessment, assess these people and move them in. And what makes this really fast is getting our coaching. That's called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Next question.
Let's go.
Ms. Shay, do potential clients tour your ILF before moving in?
Absolutely not.
Ooh, tell us why.
I don't need, if you're not a good fit for me, I don't need you knowing where my property's located.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't need you.
So like you took my coaching.
I did, because I had no clue what this was until you did it, and then I had to learn, But no, what I don't want is a threat on property. I don't want trespassers on property. I don't want none of that to formulate, right? So I have a great video. I can give you a video walkthrough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a problem. But for you to come and actually tour my property, nah. If you're a case manager or social worker,
absolutely, we welcome that.
Come on by. But that's a big hefty no for me.
Okay, sounds good. So same guys for me, that's a part of my coaching. Again, Shay said it, but I'll repeat it. What if you interview Mr. David? David, you turned down because he didn't meet your criteria, but now because you let David see the place and tour it, David come back tomorrow evening and bust out all your windows in your house.
Seen it.
Come on, guys. So again, we only give the address to the social worker and case manager, and we tell them, I trained them, hey, ma'am, we don't give this out to the clients until we've decided they're going to move in. Right. This is for you. You can give them an off street to where it is. Tell them that it's behind the McDonald's on Lemon Street, but never the address. Moving on. Make sense, everybody? Can two people type that make sense? Come on, Ms. Shay, next question for you is, what are the best ways to establish relationships with referral sources? Meaning, where are we getting these clients from? What's the best way?
Get out and do something.
Get out and do something.
Like seriously, I tell people all the time, cold calling is great. Making phone calls is great to establish some form of understanding of who you're going to be trying to see when you get to places. But ultimately, a phone call can only do but so much. People want to see you. People want to engage, interact with you. So you want to definitely connect with case managers, social workers, hospitals, rehabilitation centers, drug rehabilitation centers, all sorts of different people and places. Your homeless networks in your area. And for all of y'all, it's January. So the point in time count is a thing.
And it's cold outside. This is when everybody wants to come in.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But the point in time count is a thing. Find out what's going on in your community. Sign up to be a part of the PIT. Is where people go out, organizations in your city, gather people together to go out and count the number of homeless people or homeless individuals that are unhoused in your area. Go and rub elbows, get to know those individuals, because guess what? They may need your services, especially if you're a housing provider.
Yeah.
All right, next.
All right, next question, Ms. Shay. And same thing for me. I think I answered it already. I showed you guys on my YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. I just walk into places, the VA center, the hospital, anywhere where there's a social worker and a case manager. That's where I am, and that's how I build relationships. Please follow us on Forston Consultants on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me at Derek Forston on TikTok and Facebook. Right. And I'm now on this new thing called Fanbase. So follow me there at Derek16. So I'm posting a lot of things on Fanbase now. So next question. What's the process for transitioning a tenant into your ILF, Ms. Shay? From phone call to them moving in. What's your process? And that could be long, but just 30 seconds.
I'm not.
Go.
So assessment, sometimes a second assessment, sometimes a third assessment.
To be sure, right,
To be
Shay?
sure, right. Then it is scheduling a date for, the intake process. If they're working with a case manager or social worker, all of their documents are sent virtually, with the social worker or case manager attached to that e-sign, so that they're bearing witness to the documentation being signed. I meet them at my facility. I go over the rules and regulations with them again, because the hope is that they do go through it with the social worker before they come to my place. But I always verify by going over that information with them as well. And then show them to their room, and I'm done.
Sound good to me. Who's ready to resign from their job after hearing all of this? I often post that, but I never verbally say it. Who's ready to resign from your job and do this full time? And if I were you, I would speak in faith and say me, right? So, Shay, next question. I love the rap. Oh, and I think my phone went dead. Hold on. No, it didn't. Here we go. Oh, so my process is kind of the same. Phone call. Shay, we both supposed to go. Well, you don't want Shay, y'all the people, Shay don't want me to go, y'all see that? Same process, guys. Phone call, assessment, move in. Yeah. Use your inner man, your spirit, to also make decisions. Also pray to God that he sends the right clients at the right time. Sends the right clients at the right time. Pray that God sends you the right clients at the right time, and not the knucklehead guy that want to break rules, use drugs, and not pay rent. Ask God to send you great people that want to pay rent on time, all the time, and sometimes early. Moving on. Next question. How do you handle situations where a resident no longer qualifies for your program? Meaning they live in there, but for whatever reason, Shay, they're deteriorating and not independent anymore like they used to be 6 months ago when you moved them in.
This needs to be a whole class. Like this is great.
That was asked by the Tressa family. So maybe we'll go further on this on tomorrow at 7 p.m. Go ahead, Shay.
But technically, you, again, fostering relationships, right? That's a part of the plan. You've got to have a step down or a step up option for these residents, right? Anybody with, just any wherewithal would make sure that they have some access to resources that can assist them in the event of deterioration or even accelerating out of your program, right? What happens to the person that just does well and now they're ready to move out on their own? Why not connect them to a realtor? Why not have somebody like that available? Or why not have case management services that you can lean on or rely on, whether it be a rehabilitation center, whether it be a memory care center. Maybe it's an APD home. Maybe it's a real group home. Maybe that's where their next step is. So you've got to foster those relationships. Done.
Good job, Shay. Next question, because Shay don't want me to go, y'all. So I'm not going to answer that one. I'm going to go to the next because I don't want to get in trouble. Let's see. Same answer, y'all. Building relationships. Yeah. And if you joined our YouTube channel probably about 2 months ago, you met several people that we brought on. That if I got a tenant that's no longer not independent, I'm going to call this lady and she's going to help me move him out to somewhere else to where they bathe him, feed him, and clothe him, if that's what's happened. So like Shay said, third-party people, right? Relationship. Next question. And I think this is the last one, actually. Should you hire staff right away, Shay, or do you have staff at all? Or should you be a solo operator?
Well, if you like my husband that decides that he needs 15 houses at any given time, you might want to hire a little help because I think you're making a little money. But no, if you're starting out, honestly, you're going to be the best. You're going to be the best employee for your business. You know what you want. You know how you want things to operate and run. When you get to that place and that time where you're bringing in the money, go ahead and hire somebody. Remember, you are a real business. So guess what? Uncle Sam's going to make you pay him too for having staff. So you won't just pay your staff. You're going to pay Uncle Sam too. So just make sure you know all of the things that are required of you to have in your state when you talk about bringing somebody on to work for your entity. So be educated. So no, you don't have to start that way. Yes, you can grow into having staff. Does that mean that the house is staffed 24/7? No, it may just be someone that's going and peeking their head in, making sure things that nobody ain't trying to choke somebody out and do all this, that, and the other, but everything is cohesive. So that's it.
All right. And then my thing is that most of you guys know that, we always talk about you don't need staff for this. But if you get real busy, like Shay said, and you get a bunch of houses, how can you employ your family, your cousin who ain't doing nothing but want to help, your mom, your dad, your spouse? So in the beginning, again, we tell people that maybe you start this on your own and then you hire help as you begin to build it. I'll admit one of my biggest mistakes was starting this with a partner.
Yeah.
That wasn't my wife, right? I tried this with some guy many years ago and it didn't work.
It's terrible.
So my advice, and not that happens to everybody, but my advice is that if somebody is going in this with you, make sure that they have your same heart and what you believe that this thing can be. Because if you dream it and then try to drag somebody along that doesn't have the dream of it, it's not going to work. And that's what happened to me, y'all. I thought this guy dream was like mine, but it wasn't.
He is ready to spend that money.
Right? So I had a heart for people, and yeah, I wanted to make some money. This guy only wanted to make money and didn't care about nothing else, never showed up, and just was missing all the time. Big mistake. So if you got a wife or a boo thing or a husband or a sweetie pie, maybe start it with them, preferably your wife or your husband. Yeah. But if not, we call these business partners. Be real careful about who you choose in that. Right. And that's all I'll say about that. Be careful who you choose. And for the most part of my teaching, the ILF model does not require for you to go out and hire staff.
Right.
I just want to be really clear about that because the people that we serve are completely independent. They cook their own bologna sandwiches. They provide their own transportation. Right. And they take their own medications without the need for a nurse or a doctor. And I'll end it like this. When you want to do something good after you master the art of housing, Shay, can you walk the people through these slides just in 20 seconds of what great work you do outside of housing people?
You can start other things, right? Like the spa day is something that we do. We were supposed to do something, but it's actually going to happen Valentine's Day. It was supposed to happen right before the holidays. So it would have been, a makeover day.
And yeah, that's me getting a massage. Y'all know I had to squeeze in there.
Always.
Go ahead, Shay.
Never fails. He always got to have his behind somewhere that he should not be.
Makeup day, pedi day, manicure day.
So these are things that we do. We have people that we partner with and they want to do something good for the ladies and they ask and we set it up. Another thing, again, like I said, there's other things that we do. I do toiletry totes. So after this live, I'll be downstairs putting together toiletry totes.
What's inside of that and what in the heck is a toiletry tote? Everybody don't know what that is. So what is that?
I know that.
Well, let's talk about it. What is it?
So a toiletry tote is a tote bag with toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, razor for those that need to shave, feminine hygiene products, soap, shampoo, conditioner, all of these things that you can hand out to people that are in need. And this year we've had a blessing because we had Mary, who's a member of my board of directors.
Big shout out to Mary too.
Foundation. Found some partners that wanted to partner with us for Christmas. So they gave us a whole bunch of stuff for our residents. And then it was extra. So what we've done is gotten these, reusable water bottles. And we're adding those to the toiletry totes as well this year.
Is it possible to grab one, Shay, and just show it to him maybe? Is that possible or not possible? Y'all see how she gave me that look? That was a test just to see if she was going to get up and go grab it, y'all. And she failed.
Can I tell y'all something? Follow me.
She's like, Derek, you want me to go downstairs and grab that cup? Yeah, Shay, go down and grab one real quick.
Y'all want to see it? Come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I have one right here on my desk. So when I show y'all be like,
also follow
cute.
her Instagram and Facebook and TikTok because she's been showing you guys what they're doing.
Angela Denise Foundation, Angela Denise Foundation. Get to know me, get to see what we're doing. We also have a new merchandise line coming out, and I am actually wearing the infamous.
Well, let's show them then, Shay. Faith. Ooh.
You may not get to see it real clear, but this is the faith line. It'll be up on our site coming soon. You don't want to miss out. I have a whole bunch of stuff. We have the gap filler line. Now we have the faith line. We have the faith and walk by faith line, where when you purchase, it comes to the cause of helping us take women from homeless to hopeful, or put money towards the toiletry totes, or put money towards any program that we're doing. Like prime example, the goal is to have some of the ladies from my housing program at this event. So why not join us in being able to make that possible for them? So again, if you are interested in our merchandise line and you want to join the pre-launch, go ahead and text the word shirt, 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 like the one I'm wearing, to 407-934-0467. It's 407-934-0467.
Put it in the chat as well, just in
Sir,
case.
I thought you was going to do that for me, assistant.
I'm over here playing around, showing people pictures, so
Lord.
my bad.
So
Just
go ahead and text the word shirt.
Yep.
To again, I can't walk and chew gum today because I'm actually.
So she's giving y'all a prompt to text the word shirt to the phone number again,
407-934-0467.
And right here on screen, just really quickly, again, just kind of showing you guys how we bring the services into the ladies. Because a lot of time when we offer this kind of stuff, they don't want to go to the place. So a lot of times, because of we're building relationships, the esthetician comes to us. The nail tech comes to us. The makeup artist come to us, right? So it's all done in-house, and that's also what makes it really cool. So other than that, Shay, I think we're done. I'm going to remove a lot of this stuff from the screen, and I'm going to let you give a salutation. This is also one of those makeup days, how we took them from, nothing to something, right? And a lot of these women, and y'all know we laugh and we joke and we play a lot, but if I can be serious for 2 seconds, a lot of you women put on makeup every day. A lot of y'all get a chance to get your nails done once a week, twice a week, once a month. You guys get your hair washed and blowed out and all of these things, right? Can you imagine serving women that's never had a chance to have their toes done, nails done, all of that stuff picked out of their fingernails and in between their toes and all of that stuff that y'all go and get? Because I love it too. I love a good pedicure. Trust me. They had to force me about 5 years ago because I ain't getting my toes done. Now they can't keep me out of that place. In fact, Shay, we're about due because my feet look a mess. And I could also use a massage. But back to the point, most of us go and get this stuff without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
How cool is it that you can now serve other people because you've mastered the art of housing and now you're offering external things through relationship? Because maybe you don't even pay for this. Maybe somebody want to pour into your place, Katara, and give all your guys a haircut.
Yeah.
Give all your girls a makeup day or a photography day. Shay do a lot of that stuff, man. Dinners and lunches and all of that just to extend the love of God through our housing. Guys, I'm done. My name is Derek Forston. I love you guys like a fat kid loves cake. I hope you guys come and see us January 31st in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to pray you guys out of here, but I'm going to let Shay bless y'all first. Make sure you go to popclive.com. That's popclive.com. Thank you to everybody that texted in the chat that was super active. Thank you for the people that at least thinking about coming, because it starts with the seed of the thought. So thank you for thinking of changing the life of your family and yourself and your city. So again, for $200, guys, why wouldn't you do this, right? So again, Orlando, Florida, January 31st, popclive.com is the website, and we'll see you guys there. I love y'all so much. Shay, bless the people. I'm going to pray them out of here, and we're going to let them go.
All right. So once again, Shania Shea Forston from the Angela Denise Foundation. Listen, I want to show you another shirt. It's better, more seeable.
She made me a white one, y'all. I got a white one actually. That's in black. So
there it is.
Good stuff. Now you guys probably can't see it, but the letters FAITH also has words within it. So the line on the F says faithfully. On the A is applying. On the I, instruction. On the T, through. On the H, his word. And Psalm, did she spell Psalm, y'all? Let me see. No, I'm just trying to scare her. So that's pretty creative of how she done that. And maybe we'll get another close-up picture for that you can see it. But follow her page. She's posting a lot of that stuff. I'm being a beneficiary of a lot of it. So Shay makes all of our stuff. Tonight I'm wearing second-hand housing. But I also made my own brand not long ago. And it's just Derek Forston, EST 1981. Gucci is a brand, Prada is a brand, Fendi is a brand, Levi's is a brand. Why can't we do Forston? Right? So, guys, be a walking billboard no matter where you go. More importantly, be a walking billboard for what you do. Because when I wear this shirt right here and I walk into a place, I don't have to do much explaining about who I am and what I do. It sounds like this. Oh, I'm glad you asked. By the way, I do this. And I go into this whole spiel. But anyway, Shay, bless them. Let's get out of here.
Get your shirts. Well, sign up for our pre-release by texting the word shirt to 407-934-0467. Fill out that form so that we can give you the information as they come available. The goal is to have them ready before the event, Derek. Ooh, I'm excited. So anyway, we want you to.
So Shay, does that mean that you'll bring some of these shirts to the event for sale?
No, we ain't selling nothing at the event.
Oh, okay, got it.
Now,
I didn't know.
If we have everything set up, I'll have pre-orders. If people can pre-order before the event,
okay, cool.
And I will have them to hand deliver them at the event.
You got it.
That is not a problem. So I can definitely do that.
You got it. And then last thing on screen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys appreciated this room or even us just in general or Don Daniel, you guys don't owe us any money. I'm not going to send you an offering plate, but if you guys can give us a 5-star Google review, we would really appreciate that. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's already done it. I jokingly tell people that even if you've been around us for a long time and you've never done it, please do that. That helps other people make a decision on what they're going to do. So remember, I pray for you guys when you leave a Google review that God bless your life. Because if somebody reads your review and it encouraged them to get started, because y'all know it, a lot of y'all won't even buy nothing until you read the reviews. So again, my prayer is that if you leave us a Google review that you were honest and you enjoyed us and you gave us a 5 and said something good, I'm going to pray that God bless your life. Because again, if you are the decision maker to help somebody else make a decision because of what you wrote, I'll pray that God bless your life. So again, please scan that. You can do it now. You can do it later, but take a picture of that right now and please leave us a 5-star Google review. That's all y'all owe me. Other than that, I'm going to continue to come back here every Monday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, giving this game away. And I promise to answer all y'all questions. So just like I did tonight, those were texts to us during the week. Those were texts to that phone number that's screaming below. Yeah. We bring that stuff to you guys every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. And without further ado, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight and the ability to give what you gave us as people. Thank you for the knowledge and understanding that you allow us to teach from. But Father God, be most important, by your Holy Spirit, allow all of this information to come back to their remembrance, that they never forget it. But probably also even more important, God, allow them to move at the speed of instruction to do what you've put on their heart, which is to house the homeless, the displaced, and to do it involving real estate. So, Father God, I ask that you open up every resource of real estate and relationship, because God, it's hard to do this business if you're not involved in it and the relationship and the real estate don't come together. So, Father God, right now, in the name of Jesus, cause all things to come together for the good of people who love you. God, we trust you, we believe in you, and we love you. And we say thank you in advance of what you're going to do. 2025 will be the best year yet for everybody that's under the sound of my voice. And God, we say thank you. We say thank you. And one more time, y'all join me. Say thank you, God, for what you're doing in my life, in my family, and in my city through me. And Father God, remember the prayer that I prayed over everybody and the prayer that I prayed for me and my family. God, can you be so good to me? Can you be so gracious to me that everybody that we're involved with, that they benefit because I'm involved in it? And God, we're going to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise, and we'll take no credit. We'll tell everybody, God, that it's because of you. In fact, God, we decrease so that you can increase inside of us and allow us to be the answer to affordable housing in our city. And God, help us through Don's event come financially free so that we can do more for the kingdom and our family and the city in which we live in. God, again, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. If you guys believe that, type in the chat, amen. I'm going to leave that Google review up for about 2 minutes. If you guys can do that, 10 of y'all do that, that would really make my night. I would appreciate it. Y'all be good. I love y'all. And we'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern to talk about what drives this business when it comes to software and systems. You guys be great, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. So Dennis, in this independent living facility model, right, which y'all call ILFs, what kind of residents can I house in this kind of model? David, that's a great question. And that's actually what makes the ILF model so great, is because it's flexible. So prime example, you can house military veterans, elderly adults, women that are escaping domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. So Dennis, where do you get your residents from? I see you guys on TikTok and Facebook, you guys getting all of these houses. Like, where in the world are you getting these people from? Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Forston Consultants teaches us to use social media such as Instagram, Facebook, to let people know who we are, what we do, but probably most importantly, who do we serve? And we do that very consistently. So every day, 7 days a week, there's something being posted about what we do and who we serve, but also building relationships with social workers and case managers. Again, letting them know who we are, what we do, and most importantly with them, that we're available. Dennis, how in the world are you able to do this without a license, bro? David, remember the reason why we don't need a license, because remember, the clients that we serve, they're independent. So that means that they can take their own medications, they can provide their own transportation, and they can cook and provide their own food. Dennis, man, you seem to know a lot about this independent living stuff, man. How do you know so much? Well, first of all, I graduated from Forston Consultants University, and I have a master's degree in independent living facilities. And I join the Forston crew every Monday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. They go live, and that guy Derek, man, he give the game away. So I'm always there. So Dennis, what in the world are the requirements to get started with something like this? The only requirement for this, David, is a big heart for God, his people, and the love for real estate. That's it. And bro, don't think I ain't listening, because I am listening. But where can I find more information like this at, man? Because I really want to get started, man. David, if I were you, I'd follow Derek Forston on Facebook and TikTok, and then I'd follow Forston Consultants on everything else in terms of Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Again, really slowly, David, because you're hard-headed. I'd follow Derek Forston at Facebook on his personal page. I'd follow him on TikTok, but I will also follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget, David. Hey, Dennis, man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. I'm going to follow Forston Consultants on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No problem, David. That's actually what I'm here for. And by the way, where did you get that hoodie? I like that. Oh, this? I got this from Second Chance Apparel. I'll put the link below. This is for aspiring entrepreneurs. And the reason why I love to support it is that every shirt or hoodie that you purchase goes back into housing the homeless.
Never did another thing, you did enough.